This is Van Patrick speaking coast to coast over the Mutual Radio Network and around the world through the facilities of the American Forces Radio Network. It's NFL Monday Night Football. We're at Tiger Stadium in Detroit, Michigan. And a titanic clash between the Central Division leaders, the Green Bay Packers, and the Detroit Lions, who are tied for first place with 3-1 record. It's a beautiful night in Detroit. It's about 54 degrees. There was a threat of rain earlier in the day, but the sun came out in all its brilliance, and we've got a perfect football night and a sellout crowd. You just couldn't find a ticket for this ball game tonight between Detroit and Green Bay, arch rivals. Two clubs who have battled over the years, and it's sort of fitting that both are reaching prominence again, and they're tied for first place in the Central Division. But now to bring you right up to date and set the scene for you, here is Mutual sportscaster Al Wester.
Thank you very much, Van, and good evening, everybody. 54,418 football fans jam-packed to the rafters, Tiger Stadium, Detroit and Green Bay, the 88th meeting. We've got football action. Tonight, fans, I'll be doing the play-by-play, and with me, one of the really great sportscasters of the Detroit area, Ray Lane, is sitting in with me. The regular sports voice of Monday Night Football, our sports director of the Mutual Network, Van Patrick, will be on the other side of the fence here. He'll be just in the next booth to us doing the Detroit Lions football games, primarily because under contract he must do these. He is Lion broadcaster. So tonight I'll have the pleasure of trying to give you the word picture of NFL football on Monday night. Football coming up for you. Ray Lane is sitting at my left, and Ray Lane, I see the lineup. The teams are coming out now, the introduction, so why not the lineups?
All right, Al, thank you very much. Certainly a pleasure to be in the broadcast booth with you and Van Patrick, and we'll check that starting lineup for both clubs. But first, let's pause for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System. Check out that Packers defense for you. This will be their starting lineup. At left end, our defense for the Packers, number 83, Clarence Williams. At left tackle, number 76, Mike McCoy. At right tackle on defense, number 78, Bob Brown. At right end, number 87, Alan Roche. At the left linebacker post, number 89, the veteran Dave Robinson. At middle linebacker, number 50, Jim Carter. At the right linebacker post, number 53, Fred Carr. At one of the cornerback spots on the left side, number 28, Willie Buchanan. At the right cornerback spot, number 48, Tim Ellis. At the safety positions, the left safety, number 29, Al Matthews. And on the right side of the safety position, Jim Hill. Now let's check out the offense for the Detroit Lions. The wide receiver on the left side, number 89, Ron Jesse. At left tackle, number 75, Jim Yarbrough. At left guard, number 63, Chuck Walton. At center, number 54, Ed Flanagan. At right guard, number 66, Bob Kowakowski. Right tackle, number 76, Rocky Frieda. At the tight end on the right side, number 87, Greg Cotton. At the wide receiver post, also on the right side, number 86, Al Barbs. Starting at quarterback, number 11, Greg Landry. And at the running back spots, number 36, Steve Owens, and he will be next to number 42, Aldi Taylor. Right now, we're getting set for the kickoff. We've had the toss of the coin. The Lions have elected to receive, and they will receive, defending the goal to our left. That's the north goal. The Packers Packers to kick off. The temperature here tonight, 54 degrees. The wind from the southwest at 14, almost a crosswind on this gridiron. Now set for the opening kickoff, and all set to handle the play-by-play. Let's call in veteran Al Lester.
Thank you very much, Ray, and here we go. Chester Markall will do the kicking. The defects are Mickey Zafko and Ron Jesse, and this ball hits in the end zone, bounces out of the far end. It will be brought out to the 20-yard line, and the Detroit Lions, offensively from the north end of the stadium, will put the action in the play. The Lions with their blue jerseys, silver helmets, silver trousers. The Green Bay Packers with their gold helmets or yellow, bright yellow helmets, bright yellow trousers, and green stripe. All set to go. First play coming up now, and here comes Ed Flanagan, the center of the Lions, bringing them up to the line of scrimmage. Steve Owens and Algie Taylor are the setbacks in the I formation. The quarterback is Greg Landry. Landry with the first snap, bluffs and fakes to the first man, then hands off to Taylor, and Taylor cuts over the left tackle, gets up to the 24 and out to the 25-yard line. He's hit down on just about the 25-yard line. We'll see when they place it down by the defensive left end of Green Bay, Clarence Williams, and middle linebacker Jim Carter. That ball is just shy of the 25. Starting from the 20, a gain of just about 4.5 yards. We'll have second down, 5.5. As the Lions come out of the huddle again and breaking to the right, wide to the right is Al Barnes. Split out to the left-hand side, number 89, Ron Jesse. The setbacks in a pro set. Quarterback Greg Landry has the snap, and here's the handoff, and sprinting wide to the right and then turning in over the tackle is Algie Taylor, and he is out to the 30-yard line and on to the 31. He's got a first down as he crosses the 30-yard line. Bob Brown and Mike McCoy are the two big tackles from Green Bay that bring him down, but he is just over the 30, and it is first down for Detroit at that point. To set him very quickly for you defensively, Clarence Williams and Alden Roche are the defensive ends. Bob Brown and Mike McCoy, the third-year man from Notre Dame, at the tackles. The linebacker on the right is Fred Carr. On the left, Dave Robinson. The center man or middle linebacker, Jim Carter. Up to the line. The Lions come with the first down just over that 30-yard line. Landry now in the I formation and straight ahead. He hands off to the big fullback, Steve Owens. He got out about 1.5 yards before Mike McCoy and Bob Brown team up along with middle linebacker Jim Carter to stop the play. No more than 1.5 yards, maybe 2 at the most. Checking the defensive unit now for Green Bay. The cornerbacks are Ken Ellis on the right, Willie Buchanan on the left, and the safeties are Jim Hill, number 39, and Al Matthews, number 29. That ball has been placed down at the Lion 32-yard line, a gain of just about 1.5 yards. We'll call it second and 8.5. John Hilton is in at tight end. Craig Cotton has come out for the Lions. We have a slot back out to the left-hand side. Over there in the slot is Ron Jesse, and here's the snap and the handoff, and Algie Taylor cuts to the near side of the field, goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line as Dave Robinson wrestles him out at that point. Algie Taylor going out at the 35. Coming away from the strong side with the slot going to the left, Taylor came to the right. That ball is at about the 35-yard line. Will be placed there by the officials. They just requested and received fresh football. Third down, big third down play for the Lions. First important one of the night at the 35-yard line with just about 5.5 yards to go. Slot to the left and a double wing situation. Here's the snap. Back goes the quarterback. Landry will throw. He looks, throws a little screen out. Taylor has it. There's a flag on the play as Algie gets up to the 40 and down to the 42-yard line. And linebacker Dave Robinson finally knocks him down at that point. That flag is at the original line of scrimmage, and I believe Mike McCoy is the man who helped Dave Robinson on the tackle, but might have jumped offsides. The indication now from the official is an offside penalty against the Green Bay Packers is refused by Detroit, and the ball down at the Detroit 42.5-yard line. They have now moved to their second first down. They have covered 22.5 yards, and it is first down for Detroit at their 42.5-yard line. In the I formation, Algie Taylor, Steve Owens lined up directly behind quarterback Greg Landry. Craig Cotton back in the ball game at the tight end. Long count. Here's the snap, and right up the middle goes fullback Steve Owens. Dave Robinson gets him at the 45, but he carries him with him onto the 48-yard line, and he's finally wrestled down there. Well, there's about 5-6 yards there for the big boy from Oklahoma, the Heisman Trophy winner. The first Lion to ever gain over 1,000 yards in one season, and he did it last year in his second year in professional football. He is Mr. Inside. And Mr. Outside, Alty Taylor, number 42, in his fourth year from Utah State. The I formation again. Ron Jesse splitting out to the right there, and here's the handoff, and again it is Owens cracking right on a quick opener over the right guard spot, over the midfield stripe, into Green Bay territory. Clarence Williams, the defensive end, and Bob Brown, the right tackle. Green Bay finally stopping. The ball is down at the Green Bay 48-yard line. Very close to a first down, and we will have to have the sticks come out. We're 2 minutes and, 3 minutes and 2 seconds into the first quarter. No score here from Tiger Stadium in Detroit. The Detroit Lions have just scored their third first down. That's 3 first downs in a row and a total of 32 yards that they have rolled up here now as they took the ball on their 20-yard line, the kickoff going into the end zone, and they have marched 32 yards, bringing it out to the 48-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. We have 2 receivers on the right side over there. Is Craig Cotton, and outside of Cotton is Al Barnes. And here's the snap and the handoff, and caught behind the line of scrimmage. Alden Roche breaks through and brings down Alty Taylor. The running back of the Lions has lost some yardage. He's back in Lion territory on their side of the 50 at the 49-yard line, a loss of just about 4 yards.
At one time they worked on Roche. They'd worked on him a couple of times and blocked him out so they could get inside that tackle. That time he'd have no part of it and came over and sort of made up for a couple of plays that he was taken out of.
Lions back in a huddle at the 40-yard line, and as they break, Barnes splits out wide to the right. In the slot there is Ron Jesse. They're strong to the right in the I formation. Here is the snap. The bluff up the middle, back to pass. Landry trying to throw the big one. Can't do it. Snowed under. Bob Brown and Alden Roche are in on top of him back at the Lion 40-yard line. Another big loss. A loss of 9 yards, Buck Jersey, and that's not good news for Lion fans. An exciting football game just underway here at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. No score. The Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. The Lions now have lost back to their 40-yard line. They'll have third down, Ray Lane, in about 22.
That time Landry was looking for his prime receiver, and that was Ron Jesse, who was drawing after a post pattern, but he was covered very well by Al Matthews. That time Landry then looked for a secondary receiver, found nobody open, and had to eat that football.
Well, again, as they break the huddle, it's Barnes wide to the right, Ron Jesse in the slot out to the right. And just off of the tight end on the outside there, and in the ball game, Steve Owens out there, only one man behind him. Back to throw is the quarterback, looks and throws it incomplete at the 40-yard line to Ron Jesse. At the Green Bay 40-yard line. Going to be just about 2 yards shy of the first down, Ray Lane. The ball is just over the 40. At the Green Bay 39-yard line, it will be fourth down and about 1.5 yards to go for the Lions.
I think Joe Schmidt right now figuring he wants 3 points to go for that, but the 39-yard line, he's called upon Earl Mann to come in to try for those 3 points.
All right. Man is in there, and the man to hold for him. Wayne Rasmussen, the ball will be down at the 46-yard line. Here's the snap. He fumbled it just for a moment. The kick is on the way. It is wide to the right. It is no good. It is no good. So the score here, the Detroit Lions nothing, the Green Bay Packers nothing. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for State Farm.
Your home where your heart is in the feeling that grows. The house that you live with, the love that it shows.
stands to reason, but it's seldom true. That's why State Farm Fire and Casualty designed a homeowner's policy that can give you inflation coverage. Its protection can grow automatically as the value of your home grows. Low-cost homeowners insurance with inflation coverage. From State Farm, the world's largest home insurer. And from your State Farm agent, who's nearby for prompt personal service.
Just like a good neighbor.
Green Bay from their 20-yard line now has moved forward about 2 yards on a running play by MacArthur Lane, and now here's the handoff to John Brockington. He tries to turn the right corner. He cannot do it. He gets out to the 23-yard line, and he is hit down there by Lem Barney, the left corner. Great defensive left corner of the Lions. A gain of just about 2 yards more. Offensively for Green Bay, Scott Hunter is at the quarterback slot. The setbacks behind him are MacArthur Lane, number 36, and John Brockington, number 42. Carroll Dale is the flanker to the right, and Leland Glass to the left. Len Garrett is the tight end in this football game for the Packers. We'll set the defense for the Lions in a moment, but we've got a 3rd down 6 with Green Bay at their 24-yard line. Here's the young quarterback, Scott Hunter, with the snap. Back 3, 4, 5 steps, looks, throws to the sideline. Intercepted by Lem Barney at the 30-yard line. He gets up, but the whistle blows him dead as Barney steals the ball. That time, Hal Hunter looking for his wide receiver, number 46, Leland Glass. And Barney, instead of playing the man, had time to move a step in front of Glass and just take that ball right out of his hand. All right, Ray Lane, there's the first big break of the football game as Lem Barney picks off that pass on the 3rd down by Scott Hunter, and the Lions have possession, first down at the Green Bay 30-yard line. There's a timeout here with the score. The Lions leading the Packers nothing. Now this word.
Bill Culturfelt, Sunoco, at routes 146, 146A in Elnora, has the NFL Saver Stamp albums available for all licensed drivers. Choose the Beautiful album for 89 cents or the Champion Deluxe album at $2.49. The corresponding NFL stamps are available also for you. No purchase necessary. Stop in today at Bill Culturfelt, Sunoco, where they specialize in parts and service for Cavers and Volkswagens. Bill Culturfelt, Sunoco, is a happening place to go for minor tune-ups, also brake service and complete electrical and carburetor service. They also carry a complete line of tires, batteries, and accessories, and feature road service. Call 877-5690 today. That's 877-5690. Bill Culturfelt, Sunoco, on routes 146, 146A, Elnora, where service is king.
Split out and come up to the line of scrimmage is Al Barnes. Up under the center goes the quarterback, Greg Landry. He has the snap, and Algie Taylor takes the handoff. Streaks up the middle. He's down to the 25, and he's hit down at the Packer 25-yard line. Jim Carter, the middle linebacker of Green Bay, stops him. That ball is just over the 25, and that is better. That is close to 6 yards. Let's call it 6 and call it 2nd down and 4. We have 7 minutes 49 seconds with the clock running here in the first quarter. No score. Green Bay and Detroit. Al Wester along with Ray Lane and Buck Jersey, our mutual crew, broadcasting from Tiger Stadium in Detroit. All right, the Lions come up to the line of scrimmage now. Slot back out to the left, and in that slot is Ron Jesse. Here's the snap, the handoff to Owens. Owens on the slant, comes off the left guard. A counter play as he gets down to the 21-yard line. Jim Carter and Clarence Williams, following the play, make the stop at the 21. That's going to be very, very close to the first down. They may call the sticks out, and then again they may not. And Buck let's see, how many first downs now do we have there? We are going to be about a half yard shy. So the Lions have 3 first downs in their initial thrust, and here they're just about a half yard shy of a first down. They're at the 21-yard line of the Packers as they line up. Barnes split out to the right, the only man out there, the I formation, with Owens and Taylor directly behind the quarterback Landry, and he has the snap, and here it is, Alty Taylor diving over the left guard. Owens going in first, Taylor over the middle, Jim Carter and Alden Roche. The middle linebacker and defensive right end of the Packers can get credit for the stop on that, but at the 18-yard line, the Lions have just rolled up their 4th first down, and they're on the move, Ray Lane.
Al, I think you referred to Aldy Taylor as Mr. Outside and Steve Owens as Mr. Inside, and somebody in town here this week put the little phrase on that duo as thunder and lightning of the Detroit Lions.
All right, here come the Lions up to the line of scrimmage. Flanagan is over the ball, set for a pro set, rolling out, bootlegging the football. He's going to run with this Landry to the sideline. He's down to the 10-yard line and out of bounds. Fred Carr had to run him out across the way. The bootleg by Landry. He rolled out after he had faked the handoff to Owens and Taylor. A fake sweep to the right, and Landry off to the left with the bootleg, and he may be inside the 10-yard line. Wait until they bring that football in. That would be very, very close to another first down, and the officials say bring the yardsticks across the way.
Al, yesterday the Bears had Bobby Douglas pull that one off, rolling out, and what he did was go 53 yards for a touchdown, identical play. Great faking by the right side of the line that time, and the 2 running backs going to the right. And the measurement on that possible first down, it's short by just inches.
Just inches is right, Ray Lane. That's going to bring up, inside the 10, the ball at about the 8.5-yard line. It is touching the 8-yard line, so let's call it the Lions ball on the Packer 8. They have just inches to go for the first down. The Lions moving the football now with a big break, an interception by Lem Barney that gave them possession at the 30-yard line of the Packers. No score in the game. 6 minutes, 6 seconds remaining. First period, Tiger Stadium. Lined up in the pro set. There is Landry looking to his right, then to his left, calling the signal, handing it off to Owens, and Owens cracking the left guard. He's got the first down. He's down to the 6-yard line. He is wrestled down by Alden Roche, the defensive right end of the Packers, and in there to help him was number 39, Jim Hill, the weak side safety, and that ball is on the 5.5-yard line. The Lions have first and goal, Ray Lane.
Now, I would imagine that time it was checked off right at the line by Landry, the quarterback, and then he just had that straight power drive to the left, trying to split in between Brown and Roche, and picking up the first down for Steve Owens.
All right, as they break this time, Al Barnes splits out wide to the left. Out to the right is number 89, Ron Jesse. A pro set that is strong to the right there in the backfield behind quarterback Greg Landry. Here's a first and goal to go at the 5-yard line. Landry goes straight ahead. He's over the 2-yard line and down at the 1-yard line. And the man who tripped him up, I believe, at that point was Bob Brown, the big defensive right tackle. Down at the 1-yard line on the quarterback sneak is Greg Landry. And here's a fellow that it will surprise you, will run on you. He is a running quarterback.
And they bring in a little extra blocking right now, Al, as John Hilton comes in and takes over for Al Barnes.
That's right, both tight ends, Craig Cotton and John Hilton are in. The ball is at the 1-yard line. It's second down, goal to go. The Lions knocking on the Packer door. And here they come, up to the line of scrimmage. Flanagan over the ball, tight pro set there in the backfield. Landry has the ball, the handoff to Owens. He cannot make it. He tries to tackle. It is clogged up. He spins off. He is hit by Bob Brown and down. He may have lost a half a yard. Jim Hill and Bob Brown. That's the weak side safety and the defensive right tackle of the Packers, and they lose about half a yard. Let's call it a yard back to the 2-yard line. It will be third and goal from that point. And the Lions are knocking on the door, trying to get in with that big score, the first of the ball game. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, first quarter. Tiger Stadium, no score. Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers. Lining up, high formation. Landry, Owens, and Alty Taylor. Landry with the snap. Faking, rolling to the right. He'll run with it, puts his head down, jams it in. He scores. Touchdown, Landry.
that time after the interception, going 30 yards and 7 carries or 7 plays for the first score of this ball game. And Al, a little bit ironic, as Hunter had his first pass of the season intercepted, and the Lions march in eventually for the touchdown in 7 plays.
All right, here's the point after try now. Wayne Rasmussen will do the holding. Errol Mann will attempt to kick. The point after, the Lions lead 6-0. There's the boot. It's up, and it is now 7-0. With the score, the Detroit Lions 7, the Green Bay Packers 0. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for Burger King.
You gotta use your hands on a wobble. You gotta use your hands on a wobble. Hear what I say, your hands on a wobble. The wobble at Burger King. The wobble is the burger that is one of a kind. Build your body while it's feeding your mind. Wobble at Burger King.
Right now at Burger King, Pro Football Cups are free with shake. So today your shake may come in the Terry Bradshaw Cup or the Fran Tarkenton Cup. Fact is, we have 100 different pro players on durable plastic cups, and you get one free with every shake. So collect them, trade them, and build your own all-star team.
Take 2 hands, behind the wobble. The 250 burger at Burger King. Yeah!
All set for the Detroit Lions to kick off now. They lead 7-0. We're in the first quarter here at Tiger Stadium and down deep. And waiting in the end zone for the kickoff, Bob Hudson and John Staggers. And here is the kick. Errol Mann puts his foot into it. It is a deep, deep kick. It's down into the end zone, and Staggers brings it out to the 10, the 15. He sits at the 18-yard line, and Mickey Zepko really laid it to him. The officials say that his knee touched at about the 17-yard line, so the Packers will put it in play. First down at that point.
And now, before we go any further, right now, let's pause for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
They're at their 17-yard line. It is first down there. Scott Hunter, the young second-year quarterback, taking the ball. The handoff is given off there to number 42, to John Brockington, the big fullback, and he gets practically no ground as Bob Brown, the defensive right tackle of the Lions, blasts him down at just about the 18-yard line. He may have picked up a yard or two. Bell making the stop. The ball is down at the 19-yard line, so from the 17 to the 19, give him a pair of yards. Leland Glass is going out of the ball game, going to the sidelines. We've got a substitute and change in there. Out wide to the right, split out is Carl Dale. In the I formation, Hunter now taking the snap and handing it off. MacArthur Lane tries the right tackle, runs right into Jim Mitchell as he hits the 20-yard line. He might have reached the 22. The tackle made around the 20. He twists the loose. Mike Lucci and Wayne Walker are in on the stop, and the ball is placed at the 22-yard line. Green Bay has picked up just about 3 yards. It will be third down now, 3rd and 5. The Packers with the ball at their 22-yard line.
And the Packers running their favorite play that time, strictly at the tackles. And it'll be Larry Woods and Bob Bell getting real tests at the defensive tackle spots tonight for the Lions.
Heavy to the left is Dale, splits wide to the left, and Leland Glass is in the slot. Brockington and Lane are the setbacks, and here comes the rush on, and quarterback Scott Hunter had to throw it away. Larry Wood was really putting the pressure on him. The big left tackle of the Lions really came in there. We've got a flag on the play, though. Up at the 28-yard line, there's a flag on the play, and apparently it is against the Detroit Lions.
Wayne Walker, that trying to stay up with Brockington, who was breaking over the middle. To probably be the possible receiver, and all Walker did was just shove him to the ground, and he was called for pass interference. It'll be a first down for the Packers.
First down for Green Bay with the ball on their 28-yard line. Ken Bowman, the center of the Packers, brings up over the ball. Quarterback Scott Hunter, with his setback spread, takes the snap, hands it off. Brockington fighting his way right up the middle. That's a lot of costly territory he fights for in the middle of the Lions there. Getting out to the 30 and hit down at the 31-yard line by Wayne Walker. One of the great veterans of pro football, Wayne Walker, along with Larry Hand, the defensive right end. Walker, 186 ball games consecutively. Now that is the most games that any Lion player has ever been in. It will be second down for Green Bay. The ball is at the Green Bay 32-yard line. It is 2nd and 6. Dale is wide to the left, and here's a handoff to Brockington as he slants off the right tackle, crashes into a host of blue jerseys there, Larry Wood and Paul Newmaw, along with middle linebacker Mike Lucci, make the stop at about the 34-yard line.
Again, trying to test the tackle, that time Larry Wood. And, of course, the Lions, hoping that their linebackers will come up quickly to help out on the interior line. And they did that time, and very fine and quickly as they moved up. And you'll see the linebackers of the Lions stunning around quite a bit, trying to throw young Scott Hunter, the young quarterback, second-year quarterback of the Packers, off the pace just a bit tonight, trying to bother him.
John Staggers is in there. He's wide to the right. Split out to the left is Carroll Dale. Scott Hunter is the quarterback, along with Brockington and Lane. Back he goes to throw. He looks and throws, and almost intercepted again. Intended there for Staggers. Staggers turning in on about a 15-yard turn in, and Lem Barney fighting for the football, almost intercepting. That will bring up a 4th down and 4. Green Bay at their 33-yard line, and the punter comes into the ball game. Ron Whitby, acquired from the Dallas Cowboys, is the man who is in to do the kicking for Green Bay. Lem Barney and Larry Walton are the two deep backs for the Lions at about the 25-yard line. 38 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 7-0, the Lions lead. This is the first punt of the football game. Incidentally, Green Bay has only 15 yards and 6 tries rushing. They rush the punter there. He gets a bad kickoff. It hits on the Lions 40, on the Green Bay 45, and goes out of bounds at that point. 11 yards is all that he got on that kick. Ron Whitby, out of the corner of his eye, saw the rush being put on by the Lions. It upset him somewhat. Bob Bell was the man who put the pressure on him there.
It's almost like Bell was not being touched at all in that line and came zooming through and put the pressure on the punter, and as a result, off the side of the foot. And, of course, that means the Lions have great field position coming back here just shy of the Packer 45-yard line.
While we've got a moment here, let's take time for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
I guess we might give a little credit where credit is due tonight, and fellas that really have to call a pretty close ball game out here tonight. Tonight's officials, the referee is Fred Silva, umpires John Keck, the head linesman George Murphy, the line judge Bill Wright, back judge is Hugh Gamber, and the field judge tonight Jimmy Cole. We've got just 31 seconds to go before the close of this first quarter, and the Lions, after an interception by Lem Barney, marched 30 yards and 7 carries and got in for the first score of this ball game, man converted. And that's where we stand right now. The Detroit Lions 7, the Green Bay Packers nothing. All set to go, Al Wester.
All right, Ray, Alty Taylor, and Steve Owens are the setbacks in a pro set, strong to the left. Landry up under the center. Out wide to the right is Al Barnes. Ron Jesse is off to the left, and now here's Taylor. Slot to the left as they start to call audibles, and here's a pass thrown out there on the throw. Intercepted by Green Bay. Down at the 20-yard line. That ball was intended for Alty Taylor. Jim Hill cut in front, made the grab. An interception, and the ball goes over. A big break for the Lions on a bad punt, and now the ball goes over on a first down pass. And there was no doubt in my mind Greg Landry was calling audibles when he sent Altie Taylor into the slot, Ray.
Yeah, I'm certainly positive that he was calling the audible there. And I'm wondering if Taylor, instead of cutting to the inside, was supposed to cut outside. He did not. And the pass certainly did not get close to him.
MacArthur Lane and John Brockington are the setbacks. They're spread behind young Scott Hunter. It's first down at the 17-yard line for Green Bay, and here's the snap and the handoff to Lane. Lane wide to the right, turns in, gets up to the 18-yard line. There's Wayne Walker and Bob Bell, both of them right there to meet him, and there's the gun. That is the end of the first quarter here at Tiger Stadium with the score, the Detroit Lions 7, the Green Bay Packers nothing.
Let's take a typical winter morning. You're late for work. You've hurried through breakfast, grabbed your coat and gloves. You've hopped in your car, hoping the traffic won't be too bad. And your car won't start. Or will it? That seems to be pretty much up to your battery. And the kind of battery you have is up to you too. Consider the Delco Energizer. It can be counted on when the temperatures get low, because an Energizer provides a super burst of power instantaneously to overcome the resistance of a cold, thick oil. And that's what it takes to get you started. The Delco Energizer, for cold weather starts you can count on. See this Schenectady Delco dealer today. Ehrlich Supply Company at 3 convenient Schenectady locations. 934 State Street, 304 Mohawk Avenue in Scotia, and the new Bellevue location, 2616 Broadway. Open 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, Saturday till 5.
Lions have picked up 19 yards to the air. The Packers still looking for their first yard. So it breaks down in total yardage in the first quarter, 70 for the Lions, 17 for the Packers. Fumbles, none so far in this ball game. We've got a perfect night for football, Al.
Beautiful night, 55 degrees, Tiger Stadium. John Staggers has gone in. Leland Glass comes out. He'll be one of the wide receivers for the Packers. They have a second down and 9 coming up with the ball on their 18-yard line. In the backfield, quarterback Scott Hunter, the running backs, number 36, MacArthur Lane, number 42, John Brockington. The wide receivers now, Carroll Dale, number 84, and John Staggers, number 22. The tight end is Len Garrett, number 88. We'll check the defenses for you in a moment to see if there have been any changes there. Here are the Packers up to the line with a second down 9 from their own 18. Here's the snap, and Hunter back to throw. He's got production, looks and goes with the long bomb. Way down over the midfield stripe, intended down there, down deep for John Staggers, and Lem Barney had him covered completely, just like a blanket all the way. No chance for reception on that.
Very few times that you'll see Hunter actually go long. He's the kind of guy that likes to complement his running game with the down and in or down and out patterns, and seldom has he gone long this season. He did that time, trying to beat Barney, but Lem certainly covering his man Staggers in fine fashion. Second down.
All right, Hunter brings them up to the line of scrimmage. It is third down, third and 9. Green Bay at their 18-yard line. The setbacks are spread wide. Lane and Brockington, and here's the snap, and Mr. Hunter will be back in the pocket to throw. Looks, goes over the middle, incomplete. He was going for the tight end, Len Garrett at that time. Mike Lucci was back there, and along with Mr. Lucci was Wayne Walker. So that'll bring up a fourth down, and the kicking team comes on, and the Packers will put it in the air. This, I believe, is their second punt of the evening. The first punt was a disaster, 11 yards by Ron Whitby. He'll try to improve on that, I'm sure. We've just started the second period here at Tiger Stadium. Al Wester, along with Ray Lane, Buck Jersey, Mickey Patrick, our network broadcast crew to bring you the Monday night NFL thriller. Back into punt formation, Ron Whitby. He's standing on the 3-yard line. And for the Lem Barney and Larry Walton, the backs back for the punt at the 50-yard line. Barney has it, trying to get away. In the middle of a host of white jerseys there, it's wrapped up. And he's down at the 50-yard line, a 32-yard punt. Len Garrett is credited with the tackle, and the Packers now find the Detroit Lions in their end of the field again at the 49-yard line of Green Bay. It will be first down for Detroit.
The Lions certainly cannot be complaining about the field position they've been getting because of the Packer punts. The two so far, they have had fine field position just inside Packer territory.
High formation. Landry up under the center. Directly behind him is Owens and then Alty Taylor. Here's the snap. The bluff up the middle on the option. The quarterback keeper running with the ball. He keeps it. Landry to the 45, down to the 40. Bob Brown finally pins him at about the 41-yard line. That defensive front four for Green Bay: Alden Roche, the right end; Clarence Williams, the left end. The tackles are Mike McCoy and Bob Brown. Landry, 23 yards now in 4 carries. The linebackers for Green Bay: Fred Carr, Dave Robinson, Jim Carter. Ken Ellis and Willie Buchanan are the corners, and the safeties are Jim Hill and Al Matthews. It's second down, about 1.5 yards to go. The Lions at the 41-yard line to the Packers. And here's Landry with the snap and the handoff to Alty Taylor, and right up the middle he goes. It closes very quickly, but he's got the first down. Jim Carter, Fred Carr, and Mike McCoy making the stop on Alty Taylor as the little scat back runs inside for a change there, Ray Lane, and gets down to about the 38. First down, Detroit.
Much of the credit of the Lions' success in their running game this year, and Landry and, of course, his running backs will tell you, it's been the improved play of the Lions' offensive line. They did a job again that time, opening that hole.
All right, Lions lined up with a setback spread wide. A slot back out to the right side. Here's the handoff. No, back to throw. Fine fake. Throw. Pass complete down at the 23-yard line to Craig Cotton, the tight end. They flooded the zone on the right side over there, the Lions did. Cotton was all by his lonesome, and Willie Buchanan goes over to make the pin on him finally. Gee whiz, down there deep, we had Al Barnes, real deep. We had Steve Owens rolling out of the backfield, and in between them, Craig Cotton makes the catch. Big pass play, 15 yards, and Detroit has first down at the Packer 22. Now line up with Jesse in the slot out to the left. Wide outside is Al Barnes. One man behind him. Here's the pitch back to Taylor. Tries to finesse his way to the right, breaks away, comes back to the opposite side of the field. He's at the 20, turns into the 15, still going. Taylor fights his way to the 11-yard line.
One fellow, Al, responsible for making Taylor come all the way back to the left side as the linebacker Carter got over there on the right side and hemmed up Alty, all his great speed, turning to his left, and he got a tremendous block from his quarterback Landry that made up for a little extra ground that time. 11 yards on the carry.
And that's the 9th first down for the Lions. They lead 7-0. We're 11:35 remaining in the first half. We're in the second period. The Lions lead 7-0. They are down with a first down at the 11-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. In the pro set, Taylor and Owens behind Landry, and here's a bluff to Owens. He is blocking. Here's the pass thrown, incomplete at the goal line. Intended down there for Craig Cotton, the tight end, made the turn in. Al Matthews was right there to put the pincher on, along with middle linebacker Jim Carter. Incompleted forward pass. And believe me, Landry was going with just one man there. He intended to beat them in the middle and to beat them with the tight end. Carter would have no part of that. He was following tight end Craig Cotton all the way into the end zone there and batted it away.
Cotton certainly has done a great job, and he's had a lot of pressure on him, Al. That's because filling in for the injured Charlie Sanders, an all-pro tight end.
Second down, 10 to go. The Lions at the 11-yard line of the Packers. Landry with a long count. Now hands off to Alty Taylor. Taylor inside, right up the middle. He's down to the 5-yard line. Bob Brown wrapped around him there. Dave Robinson and I believe Al Matthews. All three 3, wrestle him down. Big third down play now due. Lions knocking again at the door, and what a break. The Lions have had some great offensive action here in this first half. Ray, they have just marched down the football field. They already have 9 first downs. They're on the scoreboard once, and now here they break the huddle, and out wide to the right goes Al Barnes. Splitting out to the left is Ron Jesse. The setbacks are strong to the left. Landry goes back to throw, in the pocket, looks, throws the safety valve. Oh, and incomplete. Little flare pass out in the flat there, and he was covered pretty thoroughly over there by the strong sideline backer Dave Robinson.
I think Landry probably has only one man to blame on that particular pass. That was Landry himself. He hurried the pass, threw behind the intended receiver, and as a result, the Lions will have to go for 3.
All right, Darrell Mann will be the man to kick this field goal attempt. He missed from 46 yards out before. This will be his second attempt, and it will be held and placed down at about the 12-yard line. He's right straight on with the goalpost. Here's the snap. The ball is down, and the kick is in the air, and it is good. It is good. So with the score, the Detroit Lions 10, the Green Bay Packers nothing. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for Ramada Inn.
At Ramada Inns, we know there's no place like home, but we think you should be able to feel at home, even when you're not. And that's how Ramada Inns are run, more than 400 of them, from coast to coast. Your comfort is our goal, the kind of comfort you get from convenient locations, clean rooms, nice swimming pools, good restaurants. We try to make every Ramada Inn a no-pressure, no-problem place. A place you can relax. That's why we say you're welcome home, wherever we are. Call the nearest Ramada Inn for free reservations at any Ramada Inn nationwide. Welcome home. Welcome home. At Ramada Inn, you're always welcome home.
Darrell Mann will kick off for Detroit. Down deep is Bob Hudson, number 23. John Staggers, number 22. 10-0. The Lions in front. Second period, 10:33 remaining in the half. Here's the kick. Mann with a strong foot puts it down deep. Down there, Bob Hudson out to the 5, up to the 10, up the middle to the 20. He is wrestled down at the 20-yard line, and boy, was he hit. Charlie Weaver on the special team of the Lions really whipped him down there at the 20-yard line. Green Bay will put it in play.
Charlie Weaver, one of the young defensive talents of the Detroit Lions in the linebacker post. He's playing mainly on the specialty teams. But Wayne Walker in his 15th season at the right linebacker post, more and more, we should say, maybe in each game, Weaver coming in there and getting more time at that post being vacated slowly but surely by Wayne Walker.
Carroll Dale and Leland Glass are split out wide to the left there. Scott Hunter with the snap, giving it off instead to MacArthur Lane. Lane turns the corner, gets out to the 25, fumbles the football. Wayne Walker picks it up for the Lions. He's down to the 15. He's down to the 11-yard line. Wayne Walker. Mike Weaver made the tackle on MacArthur Lane. He coughed up the football. Wayne Walker picked it up and brings it back to the 11-yard line.
Weaver, just a good solid tackle at the ankles. MacArthur Lane, almost like hitting a wall, somehow lost control of that ball. Walker was there to pick it up on 2 hops. We just talked about Wayne slowing down, but that time he turned on a burst of speed. He smelled touchdown.
Well, Mr. William Clay Ford's Detroit Lions are really roaring tonight. I've never seen them stronger, never seen them get as many breaks. Here are the Lions now as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Earl McCullers in the football game, and McCullers in the slot back out there. There's the snap. We may have a flag on the play. Pass thrown out to Alfie Taylor. Taylor at the 10, spins away from one tackle and gets to the 8-yard line. Fred Carr, the linebacker on the right side, is the man who made the tackle, but as we said, there might be a flag on the play, and Ray, there is.
They tried to, and they did, draw the left tackle, Clarence Williams, number 83. He was a little bit anxious, and certainly had crossed the scrimmage scrimmage line, and the Lions will have that one walked off. They'd like to have it first down again.
As we said a few moments ago, Earl McCullough is in the ball game now, one of the fastest men in the National Football League, truly one of the great runners. He was on the USC team that set the world record at one time in the 440. That's a 5-yard penalty, stepped off to the 6-yard line of the Packers, and the Lions have a first down. 1st and 5 from the 6. Wide to the right, Al Barnes splits out. We've got a double wing with a slot to the right, and the slot back is Earl McCullough. And here's Mr. Landry calling the signals and turning and giving it off. And straight ahead goes the little guy, Altie Taylor, banging over the left guard as Jim Carter meets him just past the line of scrimmage and brings him out at the 4-yard line. Alden Roche, the defensive right end of Green Bay, was in on the stop too.
Well, I think an awful lot has to be said about the Packer defense, even though they are young and in many spots inexperienced. Coming to this ball game tonight, the 3rd best defense in the National Football League. They are gaining experience, of course, in every game, but certainly a complete unit down there with some of those young players.
Alden Taylor now has 40 yards in 9 carries. As they line up now for a 2nd down and 3 from the 4-yard line. Landry has his setback strong to the left and gives it off to Owens. Owens goes bootleg to the right. He's down to the 1-yard line and wrapped up there. And he may have the first down. I feel safe in saying he may have that first down. But he's still a yard away from payoff dirt. Let's see where the officials finally place the ball down. They are calling for the sticks to be brought in. It is down at the 1-yard line, Ray Lane, and it may be the first down. We'll find out. If it is, the Lions fans here at Tiger Stadium will let you know.
All right, now the Lions will have that yard marker down there as they measure. And the Lions do have it. You were right, Al.
That's the 10th first down, Detroit. First down, goal to go at the Packer 1. They lead 10-0. We have 8:28 remaining in this first half. We're in the 2nd period. Detroit with 10 big points, a touchdown and a field goal, and a half a dozen big breaks in the game, including a fumble just picked up moments ago by Wayne Walker. In the I formation, both tight ends, Cotton and Hilton, are in there. Landry with a long count, hands it off to Altie Taylor, and Taylor dives in for the touchdown.
The Lions that time, after the recovered fumble by Wayne Walker, move 11 yards in 3 carries and get on the scoreboard with their 2nd touchdown of the evening. Great fake that time by Steve Owens. He was the first running back going to that line. He took 2 men with him. In fact, he was tackled by the 2 defensive players, and then there was Taylor coming through.
Rasmussen will hold, and here's Errol Mann to kick the extra point. And the boot is up, and it is good. With the score, the Detroit Lions 17, the Green Bay Packers nothing. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for State Farm and English Leather.
She's a curious mixture of cake mix and cologne. Your wife. If you had to pay others to do all she does, consider what it would cost. That's why there's wife insurance from State Farm Life. It helps take care of extra financial needs if something happens to her. See your State Farm agent about wife insurance now.
And like a good neighbor, all my men wear English leather, every one of them. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
Did English Leather help bring you together? You still remember smelling that clean, refreshing, honest scent of English Leather aftershave. Now lots of memories are scented with English Leather aftershave and cologne. And isn't that nice?
English leather, isn't that nice?
All right, Errol Mann will kick off for the Lions and down deep. Bob Hudson, number 23. John Staggers, number 22, in the Packer end zone and waiting for the boot. waiting for the whistle that will send them on the way. The Lions lead in this football game 17-0 over the Green Bay Packers, and both teams into this contest with 3-1 records. And here's the kick, and man sends one deep. Down there, Bob Hudson, 3 yards in, out to the 5, the 10, up to the 15, hit at the 18-yard line, and boy, was he hit. Hitting him head on. There is John Hilton on the special teams and throwing him down. That ball is placed down, the officials say, at the 19-yard line, and Green Bay will put it in play at that point.
A couple of years ago, Hilton was property of the Detroit Lions, cut loose by the Lions, and this season did not go to camp with them. When Charlie Sanders was injured, the Lions were looking for some help in the end department, and Hilton rejoined them after being away about 6 or 7 years, doing a good job on the special teams.
Lane and Brockington are spread wide as Scott Hunter brings them up to the line of scrimmage for a first down from his own 19-yard line and hands it off. Here's Brockington trying to cross over and go over the right tackle, and he cannot do it. He gets out to maybe the 19-yard line, the line of scrimmage, before Larry Wood brings him down. You know, Ray, it's interesting to note here that the Packers have had, I believe that was their 13th play or 14th play, and the 13th play, and the Detroit Lions have had 26 offensive plays. We've got an injured player down there for the Packers shaken up. It looks like, and it is, their big fullback, John Brockington. That would be bad news for Green Bay, for Dan Devine. He's up and he's walking. He may be all right.
I think, Al, right now they're not going to take any chances. He might be a little bit out on his feet, and so Brockington will be heading for the sideline, and he'll be getting some relief help in there right now.
Williams is the man who replaces John Brockington, number 31. Williams and MacArthur Lane will be the setbacks behind Scott Hunter. Wide to the left, number 84, Carroll Dale, split wide out to the left, and out to the right is John Staggers. Now it is second down and about 9. Back goes Hunter to throw. He throws the screen. It's complete to Lane. He's at the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, the midfield stripe. He's down to the 40-yard line of the Lions, and hitting him from the side is Dick LeBeau. Oh, boy, when that MacArthur Lane gets up a head of steam, can he run with a football?
He had one man really to contend with, and that was Jim Mitchell. Mitchell missed the tackle, and that opened up a lot of daylight for MacArthur Lane as he rambled for 41 yards on that pass play.
That's the first pass completion Scott Hunter has had tonight. Incidentally, that interception that he threw earlier was his first interception of the year. It is first down, Green Bay at the Lion 39-yard line. Here's Ken Bowman, the center, over the ball. We have a slot back out to the left now. Here's the snap and the handoff to Lane as he sweeps the left side. He's down to the 35. He is to the 33-yard line, and LeBeau comes across to make the stop on him after Wayne Walker had slowed him down. That's big yardage, about a 7-yard, 8-yard gain for MacArthur Lane. Great speed by Lane. All-Pro in 1970. Brockington, the fullback, All-Pro in 1971. Give the Packers really an All-Pro backfield as far as the setbacks go. Now here's Leland Glass, number 46, going out, and John Staggers replacing him. And I have a feeling we'll see that happening all night long as Coach Dan Devine, in his second year as the head coach of the Packers, sends in his signals. Second down and just about 3.5 yards to go. The Packers at the 33-yard line. The handoff, given off to Brockington in the ball game, down to the 25, onto the 20. Hey, he's down inside of the 20-yard line to about the 18-yard line. John Brockington, well, he just answered the question. Was he injured? Was the leg hurt? Apparently it was not. Rudy Redmond makes the stop, and the officials say the ball is at the Lions 16.
Brockington that time going for 16 yards, and Dan Devine has sort of mixed up the plays pretty well right now. He was testing the inside, the middle of the Lions defensive four, also the tackles. On the last two plays, he's had his two backs go to the outside, to the left side.
Wide out to the left is Leland Glass. He's in the game, and out to the right, split out is Carroll Dale. Here's Hunter handing off. Lane is the man, turning the corner to the 15, inside the 10. He is down to the Lions 6-yard line, down to the 7. By Mike Lucci and Lem Barney are responsible for the tackle at that point. Now the running game. A tremendous running game with the Packers is beginning to develop. They trail 17-0, Ray Lane, and with 4:32 remaining in the first half now, they are moving towards pay dirt.
We think of Brockington as far as being a strong ball carrier, no doubt about that, his running ability, but that time laid down the perfect block for MacArthur Lane, as it was Brockington cutting down Jim Mitchell, the left end. That certainly opened up another bit of daylight for the Packers running back.
32 yards in the last 3 plays for the Packers. They've really grounded out in high style, and they've been getting that high-stuffing MacArthur Lane out there to run with the football, and Brockington to blast his way through. Brockington has in 6 carries 27 yards. Lane has in 6 carries 27 yards. How about that, Ray?
I tell you, we've only see what the other one can do, and that's the quarterback, if he'll be rolling out at all tonight.
Second down for Green Bay at the 7-yard line. Second and about a yard, less than a yard, for the first down, and they're at the Lions' 7-yard line. The setbacks are strong to the left, and here's the snap, and the handoff is given off to MacArthur Lane, and Lane goes to the inside and up the middle for the first down. He's inside the 5-yard line. While we've got a moment here, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System. And John Gordon have just gone in for Detroit. Paul Newmoff and Wayne Walker are out. It is first and goal. Green Bay at the Lion 4-yard line. Here's Scott Hunter taking the snap, starting to bootleg to the left and caught behind the line. Great play by Larry Hand, the defensive right end on the quarterback, Scott Hunter. Hunter tried to bootleg to the left and is pulled down at the 11-yard line. There's a loss of just about 7 yards.
I think Hunter that time thought that he'd find a lot of room on the outside. He had tested the interior part of the defensive wall of the Lions, and that time thought he would surprise everybody, but did not surprise too many as they were looking for him to roll out, and he was trapped with a big loss. Another interesting thing, Al, the side of this infield has just been put in 2 days ago, a little bit loose, and it makes it a little bit tough for the running back.
That was not a sack. It was called a running play from the official scores. So it is second and goal from the 11-yard line. Green Bay at the Detroit 11. Back goes Hunter to throw, looks and throws to the sidelines, catching it and out of bounds. At the 1-yard line is John Staggers. Rudy Redmond was the man defending in the corner pocket right at the flag, and he bounces him out at the 1-yard line. So here come the Packers roaring right back down the field. They have third and goal to go from the Lion 1-yard line.
Staggers that time putting a great move on Redmond. Faked him to the inside, then turned around and went toward the sideline. Only had about 3 or 4 steps to stay in bounds, and that pass was right on target and almost got in for the score.
All right, big third down play. The Lions digging in there, right at the line of scrimmage, right on the goal line. The Packers at their 1, trailing 17-0. Brockington and MacArthur Lane right behind the quarterback. And here's the quarterback rolling to the right. Hunter's going to run with it. He runs into the end zone. Beautiful blocking for a touchdown. 81 yards. Detroit trying to defend against this revved-up Packer team, and the Packers 81 yards in 9 plays to go on the scoreboard now for the first time. 17-6 is the score, and Green Bay will go for the point after. In to do the kicking is Chester Markall. And the man holding is Ron Whitby, the young man who does the punting for Green Bay, and he's had a rough night of it kicking there. The ball will be spotted at the 10-yard line. Here's the snap, the ball is down, and the kick is up. It is right on target. There's a timeout here with the score. The Detroit Lions 17, the Green Bay Packers 7. Now, this word.
What do you know about buying a battery for your car? If you're average, your answer is just about nothing. All you probably know is that you want your car to start, whether the temperature is a pleasant 75 or it's 10 below. And you want your car to start whether you're running out for a loaf of bread or running out to the airport. Well, there's a battery that can give you what you want. The Delco Energizer. It gives an instantaneous burst of power for reliable starts. There are lots of good, solid technical reasons why you can count on an Energizer. If you'd like to know about them, ask your Schenectady Delco dealer, Ehrlich Supply Company, at 3 convenient Schenectady locations, 934 State Street, 304 Mohawk Avenue, Scotia, and the new Bellevue location, 2616 Broadway. Open 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. daily, Saturday till 5. Ehrlich Supply Company, auto parts for 50 years.
The Green Bay Packer running game has put them very much back into contention now. 2:42 remaining in the first half. Chester Markall will kick off and down deep for the Lions. Number 89, Ron Jesse, and number 34, Mickey Zofko. Here's a kick. A high one as Markall lifts one down deep. It's in the end zone, 2 yards. It hits the crossbars and bounces away into the playing field. Waiting to try and make the catch for a run back was Mickey Zofko. It will come out to the 20-yard line, and the Lions will put it in play. The Packers have 51 yards rushing and 51 yards passing, 102 yards in this first half.
Now, quite an interesting local note here for Detroit people, and that's because of the kicker of the Packers, Chet Markall, a young man out of Hillsdale, Michigan, a small college here, and he certainly has come on to be one of the fine kickers in the National Football League.
Earl McCullough split out wide to the left. Here's the snap as we had 2 men on the right side and the handoff, and driving over the right side is Alfie Taylor, taking the handoff from Greg Landry, and Jim Carter wrestling him down as he reaches the 26-yard line. Those setbacks, Steve Owens and Alfie Taylor offer you the inside and the outside swing, but Taylor, surprisingly enough tonight, has been going right up the middle. Owens has been doing some fine blocking for it. The Lions, with 6 yards on the play, have a second down and 4. Earl McCullough and Larry Walton are wide to the left. That is McCullough in the slot to the left, and here's a whistle just as the snap came to Landry, and it looks as though the clock has run out to the 2-minute warning. So with the score, the Detroit Lions 17, the Green Bay Packers 7. There's a timeout on the field. Now this word from Dictaphone.
Every professional, every businessman can suffer by missing an important phone message. But Dictaphone, the office equipment pros, have the solution. It's Answerphone, the modern-day wonder that answers every call immediately, efficiently, and courteously, without extra secretaries, without expensive phone answering services. Add Answerphone to your business and you're adding an electronic assistant that never misses a day, never misses a call, takes messages, gives messages 24 hours a day. Find out how Answerphone can work for you. Write Dictaphone, Mutual Broadcasting, Box 1776, Radio City Station, New York, 10019. The free Answerphone brochure will show you how this amazing convenience will pay for itself again and again. Just write Dictaphone, Mutual Broadcasting, Box 1776, Radio City Station, New York, 10019. That's Dictaphone, Mutual Broadcasting.
We have 2 minutes of playing time remaining in the first half here at Tiger Stadium, 17-7. Detroit leading Green Bay, and the Lions have possession of the football at their own 26-yard line with a second down and 4. The wide receivers are Larry Walton and Earl McCullough. Walton wide to the left. That's McCullough in the slot with Walton wide out to the left. One back directly behind Greg Landry. The quarterback takes the snap and hands it off, and Alfie Taylor breaks up the middle over the 30 at the 35. He's fighting his way to the 38-yard line. Alden Roche is down at the bottom of that pileup, and along with him name was Willie Buchanan. Oh, talk about some fine running. But this fellow, Algie Taylor, when he goes inside, he has such a tremendous burst of speed. He just goes and goes and goes. He has the outside speed, that we know. First down, the Lions at their 38-yard line. 64 yards and 12 carries for Taylor. Here's the snap, and Landry is back to throw and looks and fires one in the middle. It is intercepted. Picked off by Jim Hill at the 45. He goes to the midfield stripe and down the sidelines and out of bounds at about the 30-yard line of the Lions. But he may have stepped out earlier.
If there has been a complaint by Joe Schmidt on the play of McCullough since being drafted by the Detroit Lions, it has been his inability sometimes to make those key receptions that have bounced right off his hands that time.
Oh, that was a hot one to feel, though. Greg Landry really fired a bullet. Another big break for Green Bay now. They have possession, first down. If they have anything against them, it's the clock. A minute 17 left in the first half. They're going to have to hurry. They have a first down at the Lion 37-yard line. Scott Hunter, the young quarterback, in the pro set in the backfield, calling the signals now. Handing it off, and with the ball, John Brockington trying the left side. Immediately, Bob Bell is on his shoulders. He has no chance to pick up big yardage. He may have gotten two, down to the 36, but no more than that. Bell in there in a hurry. Incidentally, last year, Bob Bell recovered a fumble for a touchdown against the Green Bay Packers.
Packer timeout.
Green Bay timeout, and they're trying to stop that clock and save as much of it as possible. They just picked up a yard, moving from the 37-yard line of the Lions to the 36. So it'll be second down and 9, Ray Lane.
Now, you know, when you're thinking about the Packers, you think about the big guys they have as their running backs, Brockington and MacArthur Lane, and you wonder about their speed. And they have shown that they have great speed. They just don't grind it out. When they find it open, they can turn it open and really move with quickness. And it kept them in the ball game here in the second quarter as they were trailing 17-0. You wondered if they might not go in. That is the Packers to the locker room at halftime being down 17-0 and have to be changing the game plan. But as a result of some strong running by Lane and Brockington, and also the right call by Hunter rolling in for the touchdown, they are right back in here and probably continue with the running game.
Packers second and 9. Dale out wide to the right. Stagger split to the left. Here's Hunter onto the center. Brockington is Lane. There's setbacks, and back goes Scott to throw. He looks, he throws, he's got his man at the 28-yard line. It's complete at the 28-yard line, and making the grab is MacArthur Lane rolling out of the backfield to make the catch. Very, very close to a first down. Let's see where they put it down. It's on the 28-yard line. That'll be just about a yard shy. And I think, Ray, we're going to have them stop the clock with another time.
Picking up 8 yards on that pass to MacArthur Lane and completion, and the Packers now call for their second timeout. They've got one left here in the first half. The Lions still have their 3 timeouts to go. And Hunter that time pulling off one of the passes that he favors, and that is to go to his back. And probably 75% so far this season, it's been Hunter throwing the short swing passes, the down and outs and the down and ins to his back men rather to wide receivers. Hunter now has completed 3 in a row. He's 3 of 7 and good for 59 yards so far in this first half.
We have 53 seconds remaining. Al Wester, along with Ray Lane, Buck Jersey, Mickey Patrick, our Mutual Network crew. And tonight we'll tell you that we're sitting in doing the play-by-play action for the sports director of the Mutual Network, Van Patrick, because he is in our next booth doing the broadcast of the Detroit Lion Network. Van is the regular voice of the Lions, has been for many, many years. To the sideline, Scott Hunter to talk to Dan Devine. He now has the strategy, and he knows he must operate against the clock. It is third down for Green Bay. 3rd and 1 at the Lion 28-yard line as they line up. Dale is to the right and Staggers to the left. And here's the handoff, and Lane is caught standing straight up as he tries to go up the middle. He is stopped cold by middle linebacker Mike Lucci and by defensive left end Jim Mitchell. Larry Woods in on that tackle, down on the bottom.
A couple of wise things by a couple of Lions, sort of just laying on the ground trying to eat up time. The Packers had up to go to the line of scrimmage. They called 2 plays in the huddle, and they weren't able to, and finally had to call time.
Well, they have sent their boy in who does the kicking, and that is Mr. Chester Marco. Marco is down there. Checking the position the ball will be. The line of scrimmage is at 29. It is 4th down and 2. Holding will be run with the Chester Marco. We'll try. The field goal will, well, he's 9 for 15 coming into this game. The longest 49 yards. This is placed down at the 36, and the kick is on the way. It is wide to the left. It is no good.
I did not see that time, but we had 2 Lions breaking in, and somebody got their hands on that, and I believe it was Larry Wood that partially blocked the attempted field goal. That was off to the left. So the Lions will take over on their own 20.
35 seconds remaining in the first half. 17-7. Detroit in front. I'm sure they'll be happy to run it on. As they break the huddle, here is Larry Walton wide out to the left. Earl McCullough is splitting to the right. The pro set and the handoff is to Steve Owen. Owen off the right tackle. Runs into the arms of Clarence Wilson up at about the 21-yard line. He may have gained a yard. Probably no more than that. Ball placed down at the 21. It will be 2nd down 9, Detroit at that point, and the clock is running. 13 seconds. They may not get off another play before this clock runs out for the first half. Some interesting guests for you, including the quarterbacks of both teams and the coach of the Packers at halftime. There's the gun. That is the end of the first half with a score. The Detroit Lions 17, the Green Bay Packers 7. Here's a word from Ramada Inns.
At Ramada Inns, we think you should be able to relax and feel at home, even when you're not. That's how more than 400 Ramada Inns from coast to coast are run, so you'll be comfortable in your room, by the pool, in the restaurant. That's why we say you're welcome home, wherever we are. Welcome home. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Ramada Inn for free reservations at any Ramada Inn nationwide. Welcome home. Welcome home. At Ramada Inn, you're always welcome home.
Bill Culturefelt, Sunoco, routes 146, 146A in Elnora, has NFL Saver Stamps albums available for all licensed drivers. Choose the beautiful album for only 89 cents or the Champion Deluxe album at $2.49. The corresponding NFL stamps are available too. No purchase is necessary to get the stamps, and you can stop in today. Bill Culturefelt, Sunoco, where they specialize in parts and service for Corvairs and Volkswagens. Bill Culturefelt Sunoco is the place to go for minor tune-ups, minor motor repair, brake service, and complete electrical and carburetor service. They also carry a complete line of tires, batteries, and accessories, and feature road service. Call 877-5690. Today, it's happening just for you. That's 877-5690. Bill Culturefelt Sunoco on routes 146 and 146A Elnora, where service is king.
Say, got a hot tip. Think you can place a bet on it legally from your home or office? On a bet? Schenectady OTB has Phone a Bet. For information and an application on telephone betting accounts, contact
Contact Schenectady Off-Track Betting at 127 Wall Street, Schenectady, or call the OTB office on 370-5111. That's 370-5111. Schenectady OTB, where you can get your money's worth.
At OTB tonight, the payoff at Roosevelt Raceway was the letters H and B. The daily double combination of Ambrose, Lloyd, and Lansing paid $38.80. That's the combination of H and B at Schenectady OTB tonight. The daily double once again, $38.80. The total handle tonight at OTB, Schenectady OTB, was $20,632, and 7,607 tickets were sold during the day today. At Saratoga, the ticket holders will get a complete refund on any bets made today at Schenectady OTB. And that's the report up to the minute from WSNY 1240, Schenectady sports leader. Now back to the Mutual Broadcasting System and tonight's halftime.
Halftime at Tiger Stadium with the score: the Detroit Lions 17, the Green Bay Packers 7. Al Wester, along with Ray Lane and our Mutual Network crew, bringing you the Monday night NFL game. Now, fans, let's find out about this successful youth movement at Green Bay. By tape recording, we talked to Packer head coach Dan Devine.
You have sort of ripped the theory apart that you can't take young ball players and win with them, particularly a young quarterback. Now, you've got a fellow named Scott Hunter who's only in his second year in professional football. Behind him, your big ground gainer is a fellow named John Brockington, an all-pro as a rookie. And you have taken youngsters and you have molded them very quickly.
Now, let me just say this, that if I've learned anything in professional football, it's that experience and maturity are very valuable parts of a ball club. And our weakness right now, other than talent, which I suppose everybody feels that they have, is maturity. And, of course, Scott's a kid that we're quite proud of because in the draft, of course, that year, Archie Manning and Jim Plunkett and Pastorini went 1, 2, 3 in the first round, and we took Scott in the 6th round, which means 2016 draft. 6 rounds pretty late. If we hadn't taken him, he might still have been 7th or 8th round or so. For a 6th round draft choice to be quarterbacking a team that with a respectable record, I think is quite an accomplishment. And of course, backing him up is Jerry Taggy, a rookie who hasn't played a second. So it is a young team. I think there's 32 of the boys on the roster that have had less than 3 years experience in the NFL, and that's that's like playing really in college with all sophomores. It'd be like if Bo Schembechler at Michigan or Duffy Doherty at Michigan State were playing with basically a sophomore team. And because of that, we do some silly things at times, but actually we've corrected a lot of the silly things we've done, and we seem to do fewer each ball game, knock on wood, of course, because as soon as you say that, then you turn around and have an error-played ball game.
Dan Devine, the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. A beautiful night for football here at Tiger Stadium, fans. Quarterback Greg Landry's had quite a night of it the first half. The Lions lead by a score of 17-7. Landry is the man who moves the Lion football team, and just before game time, Ray Lane talked to him about the problems he has quarterbacking.
The fact that you were not throwing the ball as well as you thought you were capable of. What has been the problem?
Well, Ray, I'd like to think it's just been the absence of Charlie Sanders. During the preseason, Charlie had a great preseason, caught a lot of passes for us, and it seemed as though he alerts the defense that he's my main target, and so they lay off the other receivers and try to choke off Charlie, and that enables me to throw the other receivers, and they have a little bit more room to work with. Now, without Charlie, they've tightened up on just about everyone, and we've really had a little bit of a problem getting that offensive passing game on track. We have been able to come up with some big plays that have helped us win some ball games so far, but I would say that that's probably the main reason that the absence of Charlie has affected our passing attack. As you
it affected you as far as going to your tight end cotton, though?
Well, I think so. Craig is a real good blocker. He's a good pass receiver, but he's not the receiver that Charlie is. And Sanders has been my favorite receiver for 5 years, and now without him, that third down and long situation, I'm searching for a receiver, and without Charlie, it's a difficult one to make.
Greg, last year you set all kinds of records carrying that ball for the Detroit Lions, a running quarterback. Dan Devine has said you see more and more running quarterbacks. Schmidt sort of has a few extra gray hairs because of your runs, but actually up to this point you have not had to run as much.
No, we really haven't. As far as dropping back to pass and running from the pocket is concerned, our offensive line has done just a wonderful job for us, so that's limited my running, and also we've been trying to look for secondary receivers. But
Lion quarterback Greg Landry. The football players coming back onto the field, and once again, the score here at halftime is Detroit 17, Green Bay 7.
Both teams have come back on the field. We have an opportunity that the Lions will be kicking off. And we'll get that station break along your way as quickly as possible. Our second half just about ready to start. The Lions will be kicking off. And the Packers receiving, the Packers defending the north end. That's to our left. As once again, Errol Mann gets back to get that kickoff that'll open up the second half. The Lions lead by a score of 17-7 over the Green Bay Packers. And once again, for the play-by-play, let's call in Al Lester.
Thank you very much, Ray. We're all set. Here is the kickoff coming up. Errol Mann puts his foot into it. Bob Hudson and John Staggers are deep. Hudson has it at the 1. Out to the 10. He's to the 15. Comes to the near sidelines to the 20. Wrestled down at about the 22 or 23-yard line. Charlie Weaver is the man to make the stop right there, and Green Bay will have a first down at their 23. Well, we've got a moment. Let's take that 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System. Wide to the left as Hunter brings him up to the line of scrimmage. Green Bay at their 22 with a first down. Back goes Hunter to throw. He looks. He lofts a long one out there to Brockington. Almost intercepted over at the 40-yard line. Right on the 40. Rick Redmond almost picked that off. Here was Scott Hunter lofting one out there, intending that ball for John Brockington coming out of the backfield. But the man that was in front of it was Rudy Redmond, the right cornerback of the Detroit Lions. Almost making the catch. Packers go back in a huddle now with a second down 10 from their 23-yard line. Leland Glass goes out and John Staggers goes into the ball game. So Dale and Staggers will be the wide receivers. Here they break the huddle. That's Staggers wide to the right. Carroll Dale split out to the left. Pro set in the backfield. Scott Hunter up under the center. Second down at the 23, and again he sprints back 7-8 yards, turns and looks, screen pass, but he has to throw it away. The man he wanted to throw the screen to, McCarthy, and it goes out of bounds. There is the flag on the play at the 10-yard line. Intentional grounding of that football, Ray Lane.
I'm not too sure that he was even going to that swing pattern. I think he wanted Staggers, and Staggers was over the middle. He was covered like a blanket, and he saw that quickly and just decided to dump it out to the right, and certainly will probably be called, and is now being called now for intentionally grounding that football. That'll move the Packers back to about the 11-yard line, their own 11.
I got to say one word. A great friend of ours is in the booth now, and I'm going to try to sneak him in here in a moment as soon as we can. Mr. Doug Kinsey, who is the president of the National Center for Voluntary Action. It's a great cause and a great purpose, and the National Football League is fully behind it. The one thing, if you want to do something for someone who needs your help more than your money, then be an NFL volunteer. Write to Volunteer, Washington, D.C., 20013. And I want to say thank you on behalf of Doug Kinsey, and I know he feels that way about it. And Doug, I just want to say hello, and it's good to have you.
Oh, it's great to be here. Nice night and a great ball game. I see all those fellows down in the field. A lot of are volunteers that are working for us on the National Center with 177 volunteer action centers across the country.
We know that's the great part about it. It's a great cause and a great reason, and thousands of people are responding.
We're having letters come in 2,000-3,000 a week as a result of this advertising program. It's really going great.
Mr. Doug Kinsey, ladies and gentlemen, president of National Center for Voluntary Action. More about that in a moment. Here come the Packers up to the line. It will be third down for them. 3rd and 20 with the ball on their 11-yard line. And the handoff to MacArthur Lane. Wide to the left. He turns the corner. Gets to the 15. Up to the 16. Charlie Weaver at the linebacker on the right side. Wrestles it down. Out of bounds at about the 16-yard line.
That time out, they were using 4 linebackers in there. They had pulled the Woods out of the defensive line and figuring they could just put that 3-man rush on using the 4 linebackers, and it paid off once again.
Well, that's one way to try and stop the thrust of Big John Brockington and the great speed of MacArthur Lane. You've got to stop it some way. That ball is down at the Green Bay 17-yard line. It is 4th down and 16. 4th and 16 for Green Bay at that point. And back in the punt formation goes Ron Whitby. He is standing on just about the 2-yard line. Here's the snap, and he gets the punt away. It's a spinning kick, a short one. It's at the 45. Bounces into Lion territory. The Packers follow it down to the Detroit 42-yard line. And there the Lions will have the first down. Doug Kinsey.
Yes, sir.
I know this has been great for you to be involved with volunteers and to be the president of volunteers and to see all of the people in this country who want to help people.
You realize there are 43 million doing this, Al. We've got 43 million volunteers, but the interesting part of it, as a result of a Gallup poll that we asked the Gallup people to do about a year ago, we found that there are 29 million more who would like to know what to do and where they can go. And that's where the NFL, Commissioner Rozelle, and ourselves are trying to put together this program to give them a place. Now, we have these voluntary action centers. For example, right here in Detroit, there's an excellent one. And if you want to get turned on yourself, you can call your local voluntary action center, or you can write to Washington, D.C., as you know.
Volunteer, Washington, D.C., 20013. Doug, again, thanks for joining us on Mutual and NFL's Monday night game.
It was great being with you. Thank you.
Mr. Doug Kinsey, the president of Volunteers. National Center for Voluntary Action is the official name. We call it Volunteers. It means that you care enough to help someone else. Well, there's been a timeout down there on the field for the ball to be placed down at the 41-yard line. 3rd down plays. Detroit 2 of 4, Green Bay 1 of 6. Now here come the Lions up to the line of scrimmage at their own 41. Pro set in the backfield, and here's a handoff, and it's Steve Owens who takes it and cracks over the right guard, running right between Ed Flanagan and Bob Kolkowski, and getting it over the 42-yard line before defensive left end Clarence Wilson makes a tackle up at the 43. A gain of just about 2 yards. Let's call it 2nd down and 8. The Lions on their own 43-yard line. 17-7, Detroit leading. We're early in the 3rd quarter. Here's a slot back out to the right-hand side for the Lions. A double wing now as Barnes and Jesse are out there. Here's a snap with no one behind the quarterback, and back to throw goes Landry. He looks, he rifles one. It's caught at the 42-yard line by Ron Jesse. Jesse does the turnout, makes the grab, and is pulled down by Willie Buchanan.
That time the Packers go in with a man-to-man defense. Certainly somebody forgot to cover Jesse. He was wide open, and the Lions had themselves a first down. 16 yards on that play.
16 big yards to put the ball at the Packer 41-yard line. Detroit's ball with a first down there. As they break the huddle, here's Al Bonds wide out to the left. Splitting out to the right is Ron Jesse. In the I formation, Greg Landry, along with Altie Taylor and Steve Owens. Here's the snap. The handoff to Owens. He tries the right guard. The hole is blocked. He pivots and comes back straight to the left side and gets just about a yard over the 40, down to the 39. A host of Green Bay jerseys in there to make the stop at the 39-yard line. A gain of 2. We'll call it 2nd down and 8 for Detroit from the Packer 39-yard line. 17-7. The Lions lead the Green Bay Packers. Third quarter. Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Beautiful night. 55 degrees. Little nip in the air and a sellout crowd. Barnes is out to the left. Jesse split to the right. I formation in the backfield. The pitch back is to Altie Taylor. He sweeps left. He had running room for just a moment, and he got to the 37-yard line before linebacker Fred Carr, number 53, crosses over and makes the tackle at the 37.
Good move by Carr there. They had double-teamed that linebacker. He had no part of it. Held his ground and came in to make that stop. You're talking about the big crowd here, Al. A sellout of 54,418 at Tiger Stadium.
There's been no such thing, partner, as a ticket to this affair for some time. 111 yards rushing, 50 yards passing for the Detroit Lions. And again, up to the line they come. Out to the left, Jesse. Split out to the right is Barnes. Landry under the center. The setbacks are spread wide. And back goes Greg to throw. He looks. He goes with the long one in the corner. It is knocked away at the 2-yard line. Intended down there deep for Al Barnes. At the 2, he was matched up with Billy Buchanan. The left corner there. And Buchanan at the last moment slapped the ball away at the 2-yard line. Oh boy, did Landry have his bomb target, his bomb scope zeroed in there on his receiver. He threw the bomb, and he had him under it, but the fight was just a little bit short. We'll try for the field goal now, 45 yards. A 12-yarder was made, and a 46-yarder missed by Errol Mann, and he'll try this one from 45. Here's the kick. It is on the way. It is good. Errol Mann boots 45 yards, and the Lions are on the scoreboard again. So, with the score, the Detroit Lions 20, the Green Bay Packers 7. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for State Farm and English Leather.
Life insurance seldom keeps up with a man. If he's worth more all the time, shouldn't that be true of his insurance? That's why State Farm Life designed the policy that grows. While your personal worth increases, your State Farm life insurance protection increases. Find out about it from the State Farm agent who's near you.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. All my men wear English leather, every one of them. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
If all your men wear English leather aftershave or cologne, you've got a lot less gift-giving headaches. Give him English leather or Timberline or Windrift or English leather lime, all handsomely gift packaged. Isn't that nice?
English leather, isn't that nice?
Errol Mann is set to kick off for Detroit. The Lions now lead 20-7 with 10:26 remaining in the third quarter here at Tiger Stadium. Down deep is Bob Hudson and John Staggers, and here's the kick. And once more, it is Hudson, 2 yards deep in the end zone, coming out to the 5, 10, 15, breaks away from a tackler, gets up to the 20, and that is as far as he goes. Mickey Zofko is the man who lowered the boom on him. John Hilton hit him first, and Zofko then nailed him, but good. Herb Orvis was in on the tackle also, so it is first down for the Green Bay Packers at their 20-yard line. Al Wester, Ray Lane, our mutual broadcast crew tonight with Monday night's NFL NFL football action from Tiger Stadium. The Packers at the 20, first down, their own 20-yard line. Carter on the handoff, MacArthur Lane, up the middle, he finds the door open, out to the 25, onto the 29. Mike Weger ends him. The strong safety of the Lions making the tackle, and it is very close to a first down. Give him 9 yards on the play, Ray Lane.
The Packers that time working on a running game and taking the right tackle of the Lions right out, Bob Bell. Interesting point on man, who is 2 out of 3 in the field goal department tonight. The young gentleman from North Dakota, now 9 out of 11 for the season, and his first over the 40-yard mark this year.
Dale splits out to the left, eye formation to the backfield. Scott Hunter giving to the second man. That's MacArthur Lane. He's trying the left side. He cannot find running room. He may have the first down. He got to the 29 before he was hit, but he falls forward over the 30, and that's enough for the first down. Just the ball length over the 30-yard line, with Larry Hand holding on to one leg there and pulling him down with Wayne Walker. So it'll be first down for the Packers at their 30.5-yard line. Just the ball length over that 30-yard marker. Wide out to the right. 6 first downs for Green Bay, incidentally. Splitting to the right is Dave Davis. Out to the left is number 22, John Staggers. 2 steps back. Quick throw over the middle. Caught by Staggers. He's down at the 43-yard line as Hunter hits him with a quick turn in. And Dick LeBeau wraps him down at the Packer 43-yard line. Another first down. 7 now for Green Bay. Scott Hunter coming up with that quick pass, just a 1-2 step. This has to be a well-timed throw. A number 6 draft choice, Scott Hunter, turning out to be quite a quarterback. Highly touted by Bear Bryant at Alabama. Hunter spreads his 2 receivers out again. And hands off and up the middle and over the midfield stripe and into Lion territory down to the 42. Goes MacArthur Lane with the football. The tackle made there by Wayne Rasmussen. 16 yards on the play on the quickie, right up the middle, and MacArthur Lane has the speed and the quickness to get it. Lane now has carried 12 times and has gained 61 yards. And Green Bay ended the first half, charging down the field for a touchdown. Now they're moving the ball again with a running game. First down, Green Bay at the Lion 41-yard line. Davis is wide to the right. Staggers split out to the left. Hunter is under the center, and here's the handoff to Brockington. He's got running room up the middle. He's down to the 35-yard line. Mike Clucci, the middle linebacker, and Mike Weger, the strong safety of the Lions, finally put the stopper on. That ball is right at the 35. A gain of very close to 6 yards.
Now that offensive line of the Packers now going to work on both defensive tackles of the Lions. At the same time, the center Bowman shooting out. And in the last 2 plays is taking care of the middle linebacker, Mike Lucci, and those 2 plays have gone right up the middle.
Staggers goes out of the ball game for Green Bay, and Leland Glass comes in. Glass will be splitting out. He goes wide to the right, split out to the left over there is Dave Davis. Tight setbacks in there, and here's a handoff, and it is Brockington trying the right side at the 35. Hit down at the 34-yard line. Larry Wood and Mike Weger coming up from the strong safety. Put the clincher on, that ball at the 34-yard line. A gain of just about a yard. Yard and a half. It'll be 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3 for Green Bay.
Safety blitz on that time as Weger moved up quickly from his safety position to help out on that tackle.
Staggers back in. He's bringing the play. Glass goes to the sidelines for Green Bay. They'll be in and out all night long. 20-7. The Lions leading Green Bay, 3rd quarter. Davis wide out to the left. Slot back to the left is John Staggers. They strong left with the wide receivers. Back goes the quarterback. Hunter in the pocket. Looks, throws to the backfield. It's caught by Brockington at the 25. Down to the 20. He's hit at the 20 and piled up there. Moving across to make the tackle, Rick Redmond and Wayne Walker. Well, that's where we had the indication they were going to the left there, but if you follow the indication of the receivers, it would be with Staggers and Davis as the wide receivers out over there. They both went deep, and then Brockington rolled out of the backfield. 14 yards on the play, Ray Lane.
And again, Hunter going to probably one of his favorite calls as far as the pass is concerned, that to his back. The deep man taking away the secondary and the back open.
Packers first down at the 20-yard line. MacArthur Lane taking the handoff, driving straight forward, gets down to the 19-yard line and stopped. Scott Hunter now takes a snap from center, drops back. Wait a minute, the safety blitz is on. Mike Weegar goes driving in there, and Weegar has Scott Hunter by the jersey and throws him down at the 27-yard line. That's a loss of 8 yards. It will be third down and about 17 yards to go. Here are the Packers up to the line of scrimmage. Back goes Hunter to throw. He looks and rifles a long one down there at the 5-yard line. Is that a flag on the play? It looks like it might be around the 12. Intended for Carroll Dale, but Dale was held up there. An incompleted forward pass, and Lem Barney over there on the coverage too. That will bring the ball back to the Lion 27-yard line. And I think we'll have the field goal contingent coming on. I see already Ron Whitby is in the ball game. He does the holding. And field goal tries. Green Bay has one attempt from 36 yards, and it was wide to the left. This attempt will be from the 34-yard line. Chester Markov will be kicking from the 34. And here's the boot. It is up in the air. It is on the way. It is good. So with the score now, the Detroit Lions 20, the Green Bay Packers 10. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for Royal Triton.
When my engine's running right, I can stay and play all night. 'Cause my car and me agree that the world is better than me.
Royal Triton All-Season Motor Oil is a premium multi-grade oil that's so superior it eliminates the need for any other performance additive. It exceeds the requirements for GM, Ford, Chrysler, and American Motors. It's perfect for high-performance cars, passenger cars, even trucks. And satisfaction is guaranteed in writing right on the can. Get Royal Triton All-Season Motor Oil and make peace with your engine.
Make peace with your engine with Royal Triton. Make peace with your engine with Royal Triton.
Royal Triton is available at most leading discount stores.
Now Markall will kick off for Green Bay. Zofko is down there with Jesse. High, tremendous boot out of the end zone. And that's Zofko back there, kneeling down, making the catch and touching it down. That ball will come out to the 20-yard line, and it will be first down for the Lions. 80 yards in the air. Chester Markall, a young fella from Hillsdale College. Is that right, Buck Jersey? Hillsdale College, not too far from Detroit, right here in Detroit. He's just minutes away, playing for the Green Bay Packers. All right, it is first down for the Detroit Lions on the 20-yard line. Up they come to the line of scrimmage, and splitting out to the left is Larry Walton. Out to the right, there's Ron Jesse, I formation. Greg Landry out to the right with a pitch out. Alfie Taylor turning the corner at the 25 and out of bounds at the 27-yard line as Willie Buchanan comes up from the left corner to make the stop. Buchanan, a number one draft choice in 1972. He has a 4.5 speed in the 40, and they tell me they've clocked him in the 100 at 9.4. He is a good man on the bump and run at that corner, Willie Buchanan. But Alfie Taylor now has carried 14 times and has gained 70 yards. He's on the way to a 100-yard night. 3 minutes and a half remaining in the third quarter here at Tiger Stadium. Detroit leading Green Bay 20-10. I formation. Walton splits out to the left. Jesse out to the right. In the eye, the handoff is to Taylor, and Taylor, the second man, blasts right straight up the middle and is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. He got to the 26-yard line, possibly before Alden Roche brings brings him down. Let's see where they finally put it down. At the 27. It will bring up 3rd and 3. The Lions with a 3rd down situation now. A big one for them, too. They need possession of that football. Here's Walton wide to the left and dropping into the slot there. Out to the left is Ron Jesse. And there's Owens playing just off of the tight end. Out to the right. Nobody behind the quarterback. The snap. Landry back to throw. Looks and throws. At the 40. First down. That's Ron Jesse with the catch. Oh, do they know how to flood the zones when they get those 5 men out there as possible receivers. Ron Jesse makes the catch at the 41. Goes down on his knee. Al Matthews makes the locker on him. 14 yards on the play. The ball at the Lion 41. It's first down, Detroit.
Jesse that time putting quite a move on the linebacker. Carr, and Jesse now has gathered in that ball 3 times so far tonight for a total of 51 yards.
All right, Ray Lane. Lions with a 1st and 10 at their 41-yard line. High formation, slot back out to the right. Splitting out is Ron Jesse, and in the slot is Walton. And back, rolling to the right is Landry to throw. He's going to be dumped back there. He's sacked back at the 34-yard line. Clarence Williams breaks through there. Williams is the man to get through there, and with him was number 76, Mike McCoy. Now let's double-check that number. Number 78, Bob Brown. In that defensive front line, Alden Roche for the Green Bay Packers at the right end. Bob Brown at right tackle. McCoy at left tackle, and Clarence Williams at left end. The linebackers are Fred Carr, Jim Carter, and Dave Robinson. The corners are Ken Ellis and Willie Buchanan. Here come the Lions up to the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play of about 9 yards, so it is second down. At 19, the Lions at the 34. Setback, strong to the left. Both wide receivers are out. Here's Landry with the snap. Back 6, 7, 8 yards. Sets up the throw along. When he throws it, he had his man in the open, but overthrew him down at the 30-yard line. Intended down there for Larry Walton. And Walton had beaten his man on the corner over there. The man that was responsible to cover him had lost him. Willie Buchanan, and I think Buchanan might have slipped.
I think he did. He got a pretty good fake that time from Walton. That's the second time they've tried that play, and the Lions have been unsuccessful so far. Landry 5 for 11 for 73 yards. He's been intercepted twice, and he's been sacked twice so far tonight.
Next Monday night will be in Chicago. The Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. And the old announcer, Van Patrick, our boss, will be back at the microphones. Tonight we're subbing for him. He's doing the Lion broadcast. He's been the Lion broadcaster for these many, many years. But the boss will be back calling the plays next Monday night. You can bank on that. Hang in there, Buck. Here we go. The Lions with the football. Landry back to throw. He's got a big 3rd down play, and he throws incomplete. Ron Jesse was the intended receiver at the midfield stripe, and he was covered like a blanket. That brings up 4th down, and in comes the punting team.
Talking about that blanket, the fellow was the veteran Dave Robinson, who was really sticking to Jesse that time.
This will be the first punt of the night for the Detroit Lions. Herman Weaver, his average 39.6 on the year. A good Tennessee boy, standing back there on about the 19-yard line of Detroit, and he'll be kicking. Ken Ellis and John Staggers are the 2 deep backs. Ellis and Staggers for Green Bay. Here's the snap. Weaver gets a kick away. Oh, what a beauty! That's the 20. That's Ellis across the way, running for the sidelines. Turns the corner to the 30, the 35, to the midfield stripe. He's out there racing now. One man to catch him. Can't do it. All the way down the sideline. Touchdown, Green Bay. A 46-yard punt. A 46-yard punt and an 80-yard return by Ken Ellis. This kid from Southern University turned it on and breaks it all the way. 80 big yards. Now it is a 20. 20 20-16 football game.
I want to tell you, Ellis got two exceptional blocks, and they took out Orvis and Hilton at the sidelines that broke him loose.
Here's the snap for the point after. The kick is up as Chester Markle puts a foot to it. It is good. It's good. And now the Lion lead has been trimmed to 3 points. The Detroit Lions lead the Green Bay Packers 20-17. We've got a football game going here tonight, Ray Lane.
It looked as if Ellis was certainly trapped back at his own 20-yard line. He was going to go to the right, tried to go up the middle, took a couple of staggering steps, then moved to his left. And he had a couple of big ones on him. Orvis, who was 6'5", 240 pounds, and Hilton, 225, also a 6'5", was trying to hit him out to the left sideline, and it looked as if they might have him trapped over there. But they got a tremendous block that took both Orvis and Hilton out on that one key block that sprung Ellis loose at the left sideline, and he had nothing but daylight going all the way for 80 yards. So the Packers have roamed right back into this ball game and trail now only by 3 points, 20-17. At one point in this ball game, the Lions led by a score of 17-0.
Ray, if I may, you know, Ray Lane, many people listening to this game are not able to see. They may not know that NFL season schedules in Braille are available free from the Library of Congress. Persons interested in receiving a free football schedule or information about other services available should write to the Library of Congress, Division for the Blind and Physically Handicapped, Washington, D.C., 20542. All right, the Packers, Chester Markle will kick off. Sofko and Jesse are down deep around the goal line for the Lions. It's a 20-17 football game. Detroit is in front, but we may have a cliffhanger coming here. 1:04 remaining in the third period at Tiger Stadium. A beautiful night for football. Waiting for that whistle, and there it is. Here we go. There's the boot. A long one. It is sailing way over and out of the end zone and into the stands. All right, let's get the computer now on that. 86 yards, and we've got a flag on the play. Let's see exactly what it means, because it is right at the 40-yard line. That normally would indicate an offsides on the kickoff, Ray Lane.
And they're going to bring that ball back, and we'll get the kick once again. Marco showing extreme strong leg that time as he put it completely out of the gridiron. And it's offsides on the Packers, and so the ball moved back to the 35-yard line. Al earlier was talking about Chet Marco, the young product, the second draft choice of the Packers, who went to Hillsdale College here in Michigan, played for Coach Muddy Waters. And Marco actually born in Poland back in 1949. He's 22 years old. As a youngster, brought to this country, found his way on the Hillsdale football team, and here he is, drafted second, and one of the best kickers in the NFL.
Well, the Polish Prince Buck Jersey is the man who handed you the book. Here's the kickoff again. It's down deep. It is fumbled to the Lions for a moment by Jesse. Jesse has the ball now to the sidelines, to the 15. Spins right into a tackler at about the 17-yard line. And Ron is brought down at that point. The Lions will take over. While we've got a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System. Lions football with 41 seconds remaining in the third quarter. They have the ball at their 17-yard line. Landry has them up to the line of scrimmage, slot back out to the left, one man behind him, Alty Taylor, takes the snap, back goes Landry to throw, the rush is on, he's got time, looks and throws the screen, Taylor has it at the 20, on his way to about the 23-yard line, where he is upended by number 28, Willie Buchanan, and by linebacker Dave Robinson. Well, from the 18-yard line to the 25, a gain of just about 7 yards. It will be second down and 3, a short 3 yards. Time is running out here in the third quarter. There's the gun, the end of the third period. With the score, the Detroit Lions 20, the Green Bay Packers 17. Now this for Burger King.
You gotta use two hands on a whopper. Hear what I say, two hands on a whopper. The whopper has Burger King. The whopper is the burger that is one of a kind. Build your body while you feed it on Whopper at Burger King.
Right now at Burger King, Pro Football Cups are free with shakes. So today your shake may come in the Terry Bradshaw Cup or the Fran Tarkenton Cup. Fact is, we have 100 different pro players on durable plastic cups, and you get one free with every shake. So collect them, trade them, and build your own all-star team.
Take two hands on a whopper. The 250 burger at Burger King. Yeah!
Al Wester so far in this ball game, things starting to even out a little bit. In total yardage, the Lions 182 through three quarters, 169 for the Packers. In the first down department, the Lions 14 and the Packers 9. In yardage rushed for the Lions, 118, 91 for the Packers, and the Packers had gone ahead in the aerial department with a total of 78 yards, while the Lions had picked up 64. 2 weeks ago when the Lions got by the Chicago Bears, Joe Schmidt had one big complaint: sloppy tackling, and he found fault with the specialty team. And he'll find fault again tonight, especially after Ellis went for 80 yards in that third quarter, allowing his team to fall not behind, but within 3 points now of the Packers. The Lions hanging on to that 20-17 lead.
That's a slim margin, and with 15 minutes to go, believe me, Joe Schmidt across the way must be a little worried and must be feeling the pressure just a little bit too. Joe got his team ready in fine shape. Here come the Lions with a second down, 2.5 to go from the 25-yard line. Both wide receivers are out. Landry is up under the center. Taylor and Owens are the setbacks behind him. Quarterback sneak right up the middle. He got it? I believe he did. He got out to the 28-yard line. Landry on the keeper goes straight forward, and he got out to about the 28, and that is enough for a first down by about a half a yard. That is the 15th first down of the night for the Lions. Right now, ball possession is important. Keep the football and grind it out. Landry has covered 28 yards in the 5 carries he has had this evening. Wide to the left goes Larry Walton as they break the huddle. Ron Jesse split out to the right. High formation in the backfield. Landry is there. Here's the handoff. Taylor up the middle on the handoff. Second man coming through out to the 35-yard line, just about the 35. Call it the 34 before big Brett Carr. The right side linebacker hits him at the 34. Now the official places it down with the tip of the ball at the 35. So we'll call it second down and about 4.
Aldi Taylor, if he had one complaint, he's had a fine season so far, so I just don't carry the ball enough. Well, he has carried close to 18 times so far tonight. He's getting his work.
Lined up with a 2nd and 4 from their 35-yard line. Landry has the eye in the backfield. That's Taylor and Owens, and he almost a blown play there on the keeper. Diving across the middle was Bob Brown, and going right into the first man, Steve Owens. The setback directly behind the quarterback, Landry. Landry almost tripped over them, spun out to the left, put his shoulder down, drove straight forward over the left tackle, and got out to about the 38-yard line and very close to another first down. He may be a half-yard shy, but they're going to bring the sticks in and measure just the same. Next Monday night, as we said, will be in Chicago, where the Chicago Bears play the Minnesota Vikings on the Monday night game. NFL football coast to coast and around the world on American Forces Radio, brought to you by Mutual. Just about a half a yard away from the first down. That will bring up a most important third down play for the Lions. They led 7-0, 17-7 at halftime. Third down situations, the Lions have cashed in 3 times on the 6 occasions that they've had a third down play. Green Bay, 2 out of 8. Walton splits to the left. Tight setbacks, and here's the snap. Flags on the play. Packers jumping over across the line. Vernon Benoit, the defensive left tackle, in there in place of Mike McCoy, the man who made the first jump. 5 yards against Green Bay offside. A big 5 yards, Ray Lane.
Benoit certainly has not been an awful lot tonight, and Benoit now departing off the field. McCoy comes back in. It was a good long count by Landry, drawing the left tackle over the line of scrimmage, and a 5-yard gain for the Lions on that offside. So it'll be a first down situation again for Detroit.
Lions break the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Jesse out wide to the right, and outside of Jesse is Larry Walton. Split out to the left is Cotton, and back to throw is the quarterback, and he throws at the 48-yard line of the Packers, complete to Craig Cotton. Cotton had to get out and dig that one up. He really went down, diving after it, making a great catch as Jim Carter came over to pin him at that point.
9 yards picked up on that play. And when you talk to Landry, he said, I'm a little shy sometimes to go to Cotton. I've missed my tight end, Charlie Sanders, because Charlie out with a dislocated shoulder. But he said sooner or later when the pressure comes, I'm going to have to go to Craig. And he's gone to him twice tonight in key situations.
All right, Detroit comes up to the line now with a second down and 1. They have the ball on the 48-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. On the I formation, the handoff is to Alty Taylor, and Taylor, following the lead of Steve Owens, who is doing the blocking for him, gets down to about the 46-yard line before Dave Robinson and Jim Carter come in and stop him at that point. And again, we have a very, very close measurement for a first down. I've got to believe, looking from the angle directly over, down on the football, that it is first down for Detroit. But they're going to bring the sticks out just the same, I believe, and measure. Looks like the Lions are asking for that measurement. Landry quarterbacking. Alty Taylor and Steve Owens are his running backs. Owens the inside man, Taylor the outside. 17th first down for Detroit. They lead 20-17 in a pressure-packed fourth quarter here at Tiger Stadium.
And the 17th carry for Alty Taylor, and he's picked up close to 80 yards. He had an 84-yard performance last week, and hopefully trying to get over that 100-yard barrier again. He did it once last year.
Ball is a half-yard shy of the Packer 46-yard line. Let's call it the 46 of the Packers. First down. Slot back out to the left. Double wing situation with Owens on the right side. Here's the handoff. Given off to Alty Taylor, the only man behind the quarterback, Greg Landry, cracking the right side of the line. Got to the 45, down to the 44. Mike McCoy, the defensive left tackle of Green Bay, is the man responsible for the stop. There'll be a gain of just about 3 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 7. A long 7 yards. 80 yards and 18 carries for Alty Taylor. Quite a night of it for him. Wide out to the left as they break now. The huddle is Larry Walton, split wide to the left. In the slot is Ronzi. To the left, Alty Taylor is out to the left. One man, straight back goes the quarterback. Looks over the middle and throws. He's got his man at the 35-yard line. Ron Jesse makes a catch at about the 35-yard line. It is his fourth catch of the night, and he is wrestled down way back on about the 39-yard line. Jim Carter pulled him down, but the officials say the forward motion was stopped at the 35. But hold your hat now, because I know what you're going to say, Ray.
Right, we got a nice bright yellow flag down to the Packer 49-yard line. I think maybe the Lions have been caught for holding. We'll wait and see.
I got to believe you're right, buddy. They're bringing it back.
Second Detroit penalty, and it was holding, and so the ball is brought back to roughly the the Lions' 39-yard line. The previous penalty for the Lions was pass interference.
The official stepping off back to the 41-yard line of Detroit. And that is going to be second down coming up, second at about 23. Double wing, the handoff, Taylor up the middle, got running room to the 45, midfield stripe, down to the Packer 49-yard line. Jim Hill is responsible for the tackle at the 49-yard line of Green Bay. A gain of just about 10 yards on the play. Let's call it third and about 13. This is the kind of play where you don't fool the defenses on this. They know, you know, everybody knows you got to throw. Splitting out wide to the right is Larry Walton. Out to the left is Jesse. Setbacks are strong to the left, and back goes Landry to throw. He's got the time, looks and throws. It won't be enough. At the 45-yard line, the ball is pulled in by Steve Owens. Owens makes a catch and is wrapped up right there at the 44. Middle linebacker Jim Carter latched onto him and brought him down. So the field goal contingent will come on. Errol Mann will be in to try his 5th field goal. Let's check that. His 4th field goal attempt. And he'll be kicking the longest attempt of the night from the 49-yard line of the Lions. It would travel 51 yards if it is White. Wayne Rasmussen is the man holding. Here's the snap. The ball is down. The kick is on the way. It's high enough. Is it long enough? It is not. Chalk it up, 51 yards, a field goal. There's a timeout here with the score. The Detroit Lions 23, the Green Bay Packers 17. Now this word.
Even if you don't know anything about shock absorbers, you can buy pleasurizers with confidence because Delco Pleasurizer shock absorbers carry a 90-day money-back offer, which means you have 3 months to make up your mind whether or not you want to keep them. Go see a participating Delco dealer. He'll install a set of pleasurizers and put your old shocks in the trunk of your car. Then drive anywhere you'd like for the next 90 days. If you don't think your car rides and handles better from the first day, go back to your dealer. He'll give you your money and your old ride back. Delco is pretty confident that once you've tried pleasurizers and feel the difference they make, you'll never want anything else again. So don't take chances. Ask for Delco Pleasurizers, the modern replacement for worn shock absorbers. Just look for the red, white, and blue Delco sign at Ehrlich Supply Company, 934 State Street, Schenectady, 304 Mohawk Avenue, Scotia, and 2616 Broadway in Bellevue.
They go 23-17 in front, fourth quarter, and here's the kick by Errol Mann. It's a short one going to the sidelines, bounces right in front of John Staggers. He has the football at the 17, and as it took a high bounce, Staggers is wrapped up immediately at that point. Practically no run back at all as Charlie Weaver wrapped him up. But the ball took a weird bounce. It was a short kick, very short from Mann after he kicked a 51-yard field goal, Ray. He kicks a short one on the kickoff.
It'll be interesting to see now here in the fourth quarter the Packers going a little bit against that pretty good strong wind right now, coming in from almost the north. And it'll be a factor in passing and also if they get close enough for a field goal.
Ball is at the 16-yard line of Green Bay, first down. Scott Hunter has them up to the line. The setbacks are spread. He fakes it to MacArthur Lane, drops back to throw, looks, goes over the middle. Carroll Dale at the 35 and on to the 39-yard line. Lem Barney trips him up there. He falls down at the 38, the officials say, and that is more than enough for a first down. That's the 10th first down for Green Bay. From their 16 all the way to their 38-yard line. That's 22 yards, a big pass play. As the Packers come charging back, and they're down by 6 points now. We're in the fourth quarter, 8.5 minutes remaining in this ball game. The clock is running. Detroit 23 and Green Bay 17. The Packers with a first down. Slot back wide to the left out there, and back goes Mr. Hunter to throw again. Has the time, throws in the middle, complete at the 49-yard line. Staggers makes a grab, and Barney cuts him down. John Staggers with a circus catch there. And another first down for Green Bay. Their 11th of the night, Ray.
And surprising a little bit, I think Hunter going to the air on 2 consecutive plays here, and he may have spotted something in that Lions secondary. And that previous play was the first time that he had made a completion with Carroll Dale tonight.
That's a 5-man defensive line set up there to charge him. It looks like they're going to send everybody after Mr. Hunter. Here's the snap. Giving it off to Brockington. Brockington trying to turn the corner. Got to the 49. Fights his way over the midfield stripe. May have gained a couple of yards. He got to the Lion 49-yard line. Jim Mitchell, along with Wayne Walker, responsible for the tackle there. And very quickly, I'll tell you, the Lions had a 5-man line stacked in there on them. They had Hand, they had Bell, they had Larry Woods, they had Jim Mitchell. And up on that line, they had Wayne Walker, and he was pushing. He was rushing. Dropping in there as the outside linebacker on the right side. A gain of 2 yards. Second down, 8. The Packers at the Lion 49. Hunter with a long count. Rolls back. He'll throw. The rush is on. He got Brockington complete at the Lion 47, and down he goes immediately. Wayne Rasmussen in there for Dick LeBeau at the weak safety. Right on top of the play. The minute the catch was made, John Brockington took one step and was wrapped down by Wayne Rasmussen. The ball is at the Lion 47, third down and about 6. Hunter has completed 8 of 15 now for 120 yards. Third and 6, Packers. Slot back out to the right. Staggers in the slot. Carroll Dale wide to the right. The setback's the spread. Hunter with the snap. He's back to throw again. He's going to the air. Looks, dumps it over the middle. At the 40-yard line. It's caught by John Brockington. And he's hit down immediately there by Mike Lucci. And Lucci's not shaken up. Rasmussen, who came in to help him, is shaken up. Mike Lucci and Wayne Rasmussen on the tackle, and Wayne got it on his shoulder there, I believe. It might have rung his bell a little bit.
I think there's one of the keys right there of why Hunter is going to the air. The coach is working upstairs and spotting something, and that means that the veteran Dick LeBeau has been out of that secondary. At a safety spot, Rasmussen has come in there to play, and he's going off right now under his own steam, but he was injured on the previous play. Rasmussen was in there, and they spotted it because he had not played that much defense this year. Now LeBeau comes back in. It'll be interesting to see if Hunter will still go to that area.
Offensively for Green Bay, Dave Davison as the wide receiver, and Carroll Dale goes to the sideline. Staggers is split out to the left. Davis is split out to the right. It is first down, Green Bay at the 41-yard line of the Detroit Lions. And here's the handoff to MacArthur Lane, who drives on the counter across the left guard, over the center. Digs for about 4 yards. He gets down to the 36-yard line. Stopped down at the 36-yard line by Jim Mitchell and Wayne Walker. The officials put it down right on the 35. So it is second down, and let's call it 4.5 yards. Lane, 67 yards in 14 carries. The Packers lining up. Big second down play from the Lion 35. Here's the snap, the handoff. MacArthur Lane, that's right at the line of scrimmage. Great tackle in there, meeting him right at the line of scrimmage. Larry Hand, the defensive right end, stopped him cold. He may have a yard. He may not have more than a half yard.
One of the most unheralded linemen defensively in the National Football League, Larry Hand, who had an exceptional year last year, and again having a bright defensive year again for the Detroit Lions. There's been so much criticism of the Lions' defense this year, but certainly one of the mainstays has been Larry Hand.
All right, the Packers with a third down and 4. Line up at the Lion 34-yard line. Setback spread. Wide receivers are out. The handoff to MacArthur Lane. Wide to the right. Turns inside. Inside the 30-yard line. Lane has the first down. He's down to the 29 before Lem Barney makes the stop. Well, with the score, the Detroit Lions 23. The Green Bay Packers 17. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for State Farm.
Your home's where your heart is. It's a feeling that grows. The house that you live with. Love that it shows.
You'll probably never forget what it was like to move into your own home. But never forget that it's probably worth more today than it was when you moved in. State Farm doesn't. That's why State Farm Fire and Casualty, the world's largest home insurer, offers a homeowner's policy that can give you inflation coverage. Your insurance protection can grow automatically as the value of your home grows. And low-cost homeowners insurance with inflation coverage comes with the prompt personal claim service you expect from your nearby State Farm agent. Don't forget to call him.
Just like a good neighbor.
Green Bay with a first down at the 29-yard line of the Lions, and here's MacArthur Lane trying to go up the middle and knock down almost immediately at the 28-yard line. In to make the tackle was Bob Bell. In that defensive line of the Lions, Jim Mitchell had his bell rung a moment ago. He's out of the ball game, and Orvis came in for one play. Now he is back in. Jim Mitchell is back in there defensively. There's no gain on the play. They put it down at the 29-yard line. It is second down and 10. There's a quick screen pass thrown out to Staggers by Scott Hunter, and Hunter has him. He's down to the 25, down to the 20. Rudy Redmond runs him out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Very close to another Green Bay first down.
That time Staggers had a screen taken away from him, but sheer fortitude, I guess, by himself, moving up for that extra yardage.
Green Bay's quarterback, Scott Hunter, now has completed his last 5 passes. He's got a hot hand going. Staggers is going out of the ball game, and that means we'll have coming in, very likely, Dave Davis. We'll check it in a moment. Here they break the huddle. No, it's Pete Lemons. Lemons is in there. Out wide to the left is Carroll Dale, the only man outside there. The setbacks are strong to the right. Scott Hunter now with a third down 2 from the 20-yard line. Hands it off, and there goes Brockington. Inside the 20, he's down to the 17. He's got the first down for Green Bay. We're in the fourth quarter, and Green Bay is knocking on the door. They're trying, certainly driving for that touchdown that could put them ahead, or at least tie the game and give them the lead if they can kick the point after. It's first down, Green Bay with the ball at the Lions' 16-yard line. What a ball game, and what a cliffhanger to go down to the wire. Move from the 16-yard line to the Lions' 16-yard line in about 11 plays. All right, Hunter with a first down there at the 16, takes the ball, hands it off to Lane. Lane tracks the right side, over the tackle into the 15-yard line. Paul Newmoff and Jim Mitchell finally collar him at the 15 and dump him. We have 2 minutes and 10 seconds, 2:09 now. We'll have the 2-minute warning very, very shortly here. They may not get off another play. 2:03, it's coming up right now, and we'll have 2 minutes left in the ball game. There it is, the 2-minute warning with the score. The Detroit Lions 23, the Green Bay Packers 17. Now this for Ramada Inns.
At Ramada Inns, we know that if your room isn't comfortable and clean, nothing else counts. So we build and furnish our rooms for comfort, and we take our housekeeping very seriously. There are more than 400 Ramada Inns from coast to coast. Try one and see why we say you're welcome home, wherever we are. Welcome home. How are you feeling? How have you been? Welcome home to Ramada Inn. Call the nearest Ramada Inn for free reservations at any Ramada Inn nationwide. Welcome home. Welcome home. At Ramada Inn, you're always welcome home.
On this push by the Green Bay Packers here late in the fourth quarter. The Packers now have moved a total of 69 yards so far in 12 plays. And right now that ball resting just inside the Lions' 15-yard line. We've got exactly 2 minutes to go in the game. The Detroit Lions down in front of the Packers by a score of 23-17.
The Packers have the ball at the 15-yard line with second down and 9. Break the huddle, come up to the line of scrimmage. That's Glass split out wide to the left. Dale is out to the right. The setbacks are Brockington and Lane, and here's the snap. And back to throw goes Hunter. He looks and goes into the end zone for a touchdown. Leland Glass makes the catch in the end zone for a touchdown. 84 yards in 13 plays. The Green Bay Packers move, and this ball game is all tied up at 23-23. That is Leland Glass's first catch in the ball game, and the big one, the touchdown that ties it up. The point after try. Chester Markle now can give the Packers the lead for the first time tonight. Ron Whitby will be holding that football. 10-yard line, and the fans will put a tremendous effort into trying to stop it. The ball is down. The kick is up. It is good. It is good. The Packers take the lead. There's a timeout here with a score. The Green Bay Packers 24, the Detroit Lions 23. Now this word.
Everybody makes claims about their shock absorbers because everybody wants you to buy their shock absorbers. But how do you know when you've made the right decision? With Delco Pleasurizers, it's almost impossible to make the wrong decision because you don't have to make up your mind at all whether you like them or not for 90 days. Have a set of Pleasurizers put on your car by a participating Delco dealer. Drive them anywhere you normally would for the next 90 days. If you don't think your car rides and handles better from the very first day, you can have your money back or your old ride. But Delco feels confident that once you've tried them and feel the difference they make, you'll never want anything but Pleasurizers again. And Pleasurizers will fit any domestic and just about any foreign car. Don't take a chance. Get Delco Pleasurizers. Just look for the red, white, and blue Delco sign at Ehrlich Supply Company, 934 State Street, Schenectady, 304 Mohawk Avenue, Scotia, and 2616 Broadway, Bellevue.
We have 1 minute and 54 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter at Tiger Stadium. 24-23, Green Bay ahead. Here's Chester Markle kicking off, and there'll be no run back. Yes, there might be. Down deep, making the catch is Ron Jesse. He's out to the 10, up to the 15, and cut down at about the 17-yard line. And that is the first time tonight that Chester Markle has not put the football completely out of the end zone, eliminating any possibility of a run back. The man to make the tackle on that was Perry Williams. Williams brought him down, and the Lions have possession with 1 minute 50 seconds left in the game. They trail by 1 point. They have the ball at their 19-yard line. All right, let's see what Detroit can do with this football now. They're 1 minute and 45 seconds with the clock running, and back goes Landry to throw. He dumps the screen pass out there. Offie Taylor at the 20, to the 25, to the 30, and out of bounds at the 30-yard line. But Willie Buchanan runs him out, the cornerback on the left side for Green Bay. That's a first down. It's a gain of some 12 yards and a first down for Detroit. Going out of bounds, stops the clock. The Lions up at that 30-yard line now, 70 yards away from pay dirt, and well, I would say a good 30 yards now more away from a shot at a field goal. The last play took exactly 6 seconds. We have both wide receivers split out. The setbacks are spread. Here is Landry back to throw. 9, 10, 11 yards. Throws into the hands and out of the hands of Ron Jesse. Jesse at the 49-yard line, covered by Willie Buchanan. Jesse had the ball, hit him, and bounced away. Here's McCullough McCullough coming in, and Ron Jesse going to the sidelines. There was a big play that the Lion receiver blew. Mel Farr is going into the game. Steve Owens is out of there. Farr is in as one of the setbacks. Farr is out wide to the right. Or he is set out just outside of the tight end, Craig Cotton. Here is the snap. Back goes the quarterback to throw. With the bomb way down there. It's caught and dropped on the far sidelines at the 33-yard line. This time by Larry Walton. There are two strikes that Greg Landry has thrown. One at his own 48, the other at the Green Bay 30, and both have been dropped, Ray Lane.
Al, certainly you cannot find fault with either pass by Landry. He has hit his man. He has hit the mark. He's had him in the right spot. And the only thing wrong is he hit him in the hands, and they've dropped him both times.
That will bring up a big third down play. 3rd and 10. Lions at their own 30. With a minute 22 in the fourth period. They trail 24-23. Green Bay will lead the Central Division with a 4-1 record if they can get past this next minute 22. Greg Landry brings his Lion team up to the line of scrimmage. Back in there is Ron Jesse. Back in there is Al Barnes. Back goes Landry to throw. He's being rushed, and he is dumped at the 25-yard line. He could not get the pass off. Ron Jesse has just gone to the sidelines. Earl McCullough has come in. One of the real speed balls, a fireball with a lot of speed. Two big passes that Landry put in the hands of his receivers. And inside of the 2-minute period, when it was so necessary to get the yardage, the Lions trailing by one, both of them dropped. One on the near sidelines at about the 48, the other all the way at the Packer 30-yard line. You cannot come up with breaks like that. You cannot have things like that happen inside of the 2-minute period, and particularly when you're playing catch-up football without it being backbreakers. You know, it has to affect the whole spirit of that offensive unit out there. But then there's a minute 17 to go, and here's a 4th down play coming up. What comes out? Well, with a 4th down and 14 after being sacked, McCullough is wide, along with Al Barnes, split out. McCullough to the right and Barnes to the left. And back goes Landry to throw. He's got the time. The ball is batted in the air. Bob Brown hits that football high into the air. He batted it away with a minute and 12 seconds to go. Landry's pass is batted away, and the Packers take over at the Lion 25-yard line with a 1st down.
They've talked about this Packer improved defense this year, coming in the ball game, as we mentioned earlier, the 3rd best defense in the National Football League, and in the second half coming to life against the Detroit Lions, and providing the winning margin here with a minute and 12 to go and taking over on about the 25-yard line of the Lions. So the Packer defense certainly in the second half tightening things up and making it rough for the Lions.
All that Scott Hunter wants to do is keep that football now, keep possession. He puts his head down, charges straight forward on a quarterback keeper. He gets inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. He wants that clock run out. Woods is down there. Let's see, Larry Woods on the bottom there, along with number 73, Bob Bell. The two defensive tackles going to the sidelines after that play is Leland Glass. Carroll Dale has come in for him.
In the last 5 meetings between these two clubs, the Lions have won 4 and tied the Packers one time. They had not lost a game to the Packers in the last 5 tries, but unless a miracle right now, the Lions will see that string disappear and see the Packers take over sole possession of first place in the Central Division of the National Football Conference.
There's the whistle as the Packers go into their huddle at the 35-yard line. They played a tremendous football game, a come-from-behind game, trailing 17-7 at halftime, and closing the gap in the 3rd period to trail 20-17. Now they lead 24-23. They have a 2nd down 9, and here's the handoff. It's given off to MacArthur Lane, wide to the right, caught behind the line of scrimmage and dumped back at the 26-yard line. Larry Wood breaking through, the big defensive tackle of the Lions. The next one Monday night. We'll be in Chicago at Soldier Field. A little windy over there. A little nippy this time of year, too, for an old southern boy like me. I've got that New Orleans blood. It's thin, very thin.
Van will wrap some of his money around you.
Jamaican 20s. Third down, 3rd and 12. Packers at the 28-yard line of the Lions. Hunter has them up to the line of scrimmage. He gives the handoff to MacArthur Lane. Lane on the sweep. Goes to the 25 inside of the 20-yard line and is piled up at about the 18-yard line. That's going to be shy of the first down, but they cannot stop the clock now. 45 seconds. The clock is running. Mike Lucci making the stop on MacArthur Lane. Now the official blows the whistle to indicate the ball is back in play. It is 4th down. 4th and about a yard. 4th and about a yard and a half. The ball is at the 17-yard line of Detroit. As Green Bay taking all night, comes up to the line of scrimmage all the time they can. Here is Hunter, barking out the signal. 14 seconds, the clock is running. Takes the snap, gives it to MacArthur Lane. Sweeping wide to the right, turns inside the 15. He is down to the 10, and he stopped at the 10. First down for Green Bay at that point. There's 2 seconds. The clock will run out before another play. There you have it. There's the gun. The end of the ball game. The Green Bay Packers have beaten the Detroit Lions 24-23 on this Monday night's NFL sports thriller. A packed Tiger Stadium can empty as rapidly as any stadium, I believe, in the National Football League. And in just a matter of seconds now, it is almost half empty here. 24-23, the Green Bay Packers have beaten the Detroit Lions tonight. And the young team of Coach Dan Devine has come up with a big and most important victory. It gives them the lead in the Central Division of the National Football League. 4 wins, 1 loss. The Packers now, and the Lions 3 wins and 2 defeats. All right, Ray Lane, what about the scoring in tonight's ball game?
Okay, first off, Al, in the first quarter, a 46-yard field goal missed by the Lions man, and then finally, with 8:09 to go in that first quarter, an interception by Lem Bonnie at the Green Bay 30-yard line. And the Lions did move 30 yards in 7 plays, and Landry going the final 2 yards, skirting the right side for the touchdown, and then it was Errol Mann converting, and the Lions had themselves a 7-0 lead with 3:54 to go in that first quarter. And that ended the scoring in the first period of the ball game. In the second quarter, with 10:33 to go, Mann with a 12-yard field goal for Detroit put the Lions out by a score of 10-0 over the Packers. And at that point, it was certainly all Lions with great momentum. A fumble by MacArthur Lane recovered by Wayne Walker, and with 8:04 to go following that fumble, as the Lions going 11 yards on 3 carries, wrapped up by Taylor going 1 yard, only on that 1-yard run, Mann converted, and the Lions were off and running to the second quarter by a score of 17-0. Then with 2:42 to go, the Packers coming to life as they went for 81 yards in 9 carries, and finally got on the scoreboard when Hunter carried in from 1 yard out, and the conversion was good by Marco. At that point, the Lions led 17-7 over the Pack with 2:42 to go. The Packers then intercepted the Lions pass on the 37-yard line, and then a 36-yard field goal was missed. In fact, it was blocked by Larry Woods of the Lions as the Packers tried to get 3 more points on. And that was the end of the half, with the Lions leading by a score of 17-7 over the Pack. In the third quarter, with 10:31 to go, after Green Bay punted, Mann finally got in position and tried a 45-yard field goal. It was good, and it was good for 3 points, and the Lions led 20-7 over Green Bay. And then with 3:48 to go in that fourth quarter, Marco booted a 34-yard field goal for 3 points for the Pack, and the Pack trailed at that point by 10, Detroit 20, Green Bay 10. With 1:04 to go, a punt, and Ellis taking that punt. It was a 46-yard punt by Herman Weaver of the Lions, as Ellis took it on his own 20 and went down the left sideline for 80 yards. The point after was good, and at that point, it was Detroit 20, Green Bay 7. 17, and the Packers had come to life. In the fourth period, with 9:40 to go, it was Mann booting a 51-yard field goal, his longest in 2 seasons, 3 points, and it gave the Lions a little daylight. They led 23-17. However, the Pack came right back on the ensuing kickoff and marched 84 yards in 13 plays, and it was capped off by a pass from Hunter to Leland Glass covering 15 yards, and the Pack then got the extra point from Marco. They had the lead for the first time tonight and held that lead to eke out a 24-23 win over the Detroit Lions. And with that victory, of course, the Packers taking over sole possession of first place in the Central Division of the National Football Conference. I'll just say right now, it's been a great pleasure to work with you, Al Wester, and I'll be looking forward to tuning in to you from Chicago along with Van Patrick as the Bears and Vikings go at it a week from tonight.
Very nice to have you with us in the Mutual booth, and a great job doing it. Tonight we'd like to say thanks to Buck Jersey, our statistician and spotter, who always does an immaculate job. He is the moving univac, we say, on 2 wheels. The Polish Prince has done another great one. Don Oswald, our engineer from WNIC here in Detroit. Dick Buller, our executive producer. Ray Lane on the color. And our thanks to Lyle Smith, the public relations director for the Lions, and to Chuck Lane, the PR director for Green Bay. And to Mickey Patrick, who did a fine job as assistant producer here in the booth. Now this is Al Wester speaking for our sports Van Patrick, who'll be back at the microphones next Monday night when the Chicago Bears play the Minnesota Vikings in Chicago, saying good night from Tiger Stadium.